So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone who's lost in the woods. Y'all say a prayer.
Let me try something fast.
Genesis chapter 3, verses 1 through 5. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of every fruit of the tree of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall surely not die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. We'll pray. Father, thank you for giving us the wisdom in the word. Thank you for sharing these stories with us. Thank you for telling us our true history. Thank you for your protection and your warnings. Thank you for just the things that you reveal to us and that you reveal to us in the proper time, Lord. Keep each of us from making the mistakes of trying to learn things before you would have us learn them. That was the downfall of it all the beautiful things that you had prepared for us, but we were not ready to learn about, Lord. And so many people are delving into the supernatural, into divination and witchcraft and all those things. Again, they've always done it, but it's resurgent. It's had a resurgence, and Lord, we're fighting back against it, and we thank you for that. And fight with us. May our words always be pleasing to you, and show us the way. And we know that it's your power that protects all of us. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay, we have 4 Facebook group pages. Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas, Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMB-MAN, and Son Center and Database, the Predator, Bigfoot, and Spiritual Warriors Path, and Lead Tracker Ease Facebook group page. Go there and we share a lot more information, day-to-day information that people do need. Also, Lead Tracker Ease, new name, new channel. Same channel, new name. Bigfoot Predators and Spiritual Warfare. It has 888, but I think it's more than that now.
889.
889. So it's growing. So go there, like, subscribe. Let's get that one over 1,000 also. This channel here also has a name change. Just waiting for the Sasquatch Choctaw tracking. It's got 2,097, so it's growing also. We don't know the new numbers, but slowly growing, but it's all quality. We'd rather have quality than quantity, for sure. Our One of our books that's you'll find on Amazon. Amazon, very important book, and parts of what we're talking tonight are also in this book about the spiritual warfare. Um, the Courage of Bigfoot and Spiritual Warrior's Path. You'll find that on Amazon as well. Very important. I mean, it is a very important book. So if you need these answers, and we've been told it's a manual, people use it on a day-to-day basis to help themselves and their families. It's also in the Spanish version. You'll also find that on Amazon. Pa Grande el de Predator y el Sendero de Guerrera y Spiritual. So you're going to find the English version and the Spanish version uh, to help everyone. Also, Bigfoot Gifters, another book that we wrote. It's actually a chapter out of the book that we're working on. There was too many gifters out there and too many people telling other people to gift. And if you've heard that, don't be watching those people. They're going to lead you in the wrong direction. But if you do know anybody like that, get them this book, have them read it, have them understand what all entails with that gifting. This has also been translated into Spanish. Las Ofrendas de Pa Grande. This is also an offering, the offering to the Bigfoots. Something you don't want to do. So if you hear about those Bigfoot gifters, have them get that book or get it for them, have them read it, and let them see what is really going on. Now, the latest book or the newest book, Lee Tracker did all the artwork, the illustrations, and the wording in there is such a great job. It's a children's book called Monster Spotters. If you are maybe don't know how to talk to your grandkids or kids about these predators, these Bigfoots out there, and the hybrids, and what to look for and everything, this book, the illustrations, is the artwork is so good. You can hold it up and you can see if your child sees this, they don't even have to be of age of speaking age, but if they see what's in the book and put that outside and start flipping through pages, if they see something like that, that's one way to tell that you have these Bigfoot predators in your area. And always, if you do, you let your parents know that this is in the book and it's right outside, or it's down the road, or it's at the park or near the school. Let your parents know. The new webpage, Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warrior's Path. You can find these books and playlists, and we're also working on putting the Bigfoot documentary on that page. But for you can go to that webpage, get all the information, the latest things that we're doing, the YouTube channels and things like that. It's a very important playlist. One very important one is spiritual house cleansing, and what you can do to cleanse your house of these spirits that you may not see. You may not see the orbs. You may not. These things like to hide in corners and dark areas, and when you sleep, they come out. Your pets may see them, but they do hide, and they do like to feed off energy and people, especially when they're sleeping, even the pets. So check that webpage out. Also, another important one playlist is What the Indians Say. It's a 3-part meeting, really, of different tribes meeting together and talking about things that are going on in their area. And then we have a vote, whether it's a predator or it's a protector, or a friend of the forest, or that kind of thing. But you'll see that on the third meeting and the final meeting, when we have the decision and the voting and the judgment of what it is to the Indian people. We know other people have different ideas, but this is what the Indians are really saying. You're getting it straight from us. And you may see some things on YouTube where these people, they don't have the history. They don't have the origin of this thing. They don't know the DNA. They're going by stories, and a lot of them come from the residential school survivors. So they're only given a little bit of information, and that's passed, and it's the wrong information. And if you see that on YouTube and things like that, don't listen to it. Check out the playlist. Then you can watch and see the difference. Um, Tonight also is a fair use. Um, we're going to be um, commenting, criticizing, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. It's fair use, copyright disclaimer, so that we can critique work and let you know what's done right. If it's done right, we'll agree with it. But if it's done wrong, we're going to explain what is wrong and why it's wrong. But also, now we do have a documentary that's out, and now we have it priced at $55 for the hard copy. It's the only Bigfoot video I know that can help you. It's not a story. You know, this tells you where to go, what you're looking for, and it also has images of Bigfoots. It shows you there's traps, where to find these traps, what to look for, and it's also got a there's more Bigfoot in there, but there's one Bigfoot that's really visual, and it's in a tree and it's moving, and you can see the face, everything moving, and it was caught on tape. You don't find that too often, and with AI out there now, it's hard to know what is real and what's not. But on our documentary, it is a live Bigfoot that is caught in a tree. Now you can go to the Patreon webpage and watch that documentary. And if you become a Patreon member, let me get that link. And if you become a Patreon member, I believe it's free. I'm not sure if it is or not. So let's not quote me on that, because I'm not sure if it is or not. But if you, I, I want to say it is, but I'm just not sure. But it is for sale. Now it's $55 with a hard copy through us. But on Patreon, it's $9.99. I'll put that link in here, and I'll put this throughout tonight. But if you want to watch that video, the Bigfoot documentary, and if you have the Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warriors Path and Monster Spotters and Bigfoot Gifters, if you have that whole package, you know more than any other researcher out there. And it'll help you protect your family and keep you safe. So again, if you go to the Patreon page, and the link is in the comments, and we'll put that periodically. It's Tracker Team Meetings, Bigfoot Experts. There's the Patreon link. Just go there or click that link that's in the comments. It'll get you there. Watch that video, and you'll see the Bigfoots, and it teaches you a lot. Here we do teach, and we're not getting as many people calling us as we used to.
Mm-mm.
Because they're watching the channel. So a lot of times they're gonna say, "Oh, that's what I was looking for. Nobody could tell me that answer, but or I just learned something new, or that book is like a manual that I use, or this book helped save my life." Or but just watching this channel, just by us critiquing videos, we're showing what's wrong, what not to do, and it does help a lot of people answer questions that you're not going to find these answers anywhere else unless they've heard it here and they're used it, which that's fine. If other channels are using our information to help people, that's fine. Help them get that information out to them. But if you can't find If you've told your story to someone, to another channel, and all they did was listen to it and leave you with more questions and didn't answer your questions or couldn't answer your questions, come here, let us know, and maybe we can watch your video and find out what's going on and then answer those questions for you. It's to us, we have those answers. We're not going to guess, and we're not going to give you opinions or theories or maybes or could be's, or especially those I don't knows. We hear that a lot too. So again, that Bigfoot documentary is on the Patreon page. Go there and check it out. Watch that video, and it will help you. I promise. So I think that's it for right now, right? Okay, so we'll get to the comments, and if you don't mind, my throat's a little sore.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and.
I need you to move that cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll put it over here. I can bring something on my throat.
Tracker Lorna is in the room. Hey, Tracker.
Tracker Lorna. War Chief.
War Chief saying halito, osio, and ola to Jerry, Lead Horse Choctaw Williams, Lead Tracker E, Warriors, Shadow and Thunder Trackers, and friends.
And we're glad your internet's back up.
Oh, yeah, that was good timing.
Yeah.
Greetings back to, we can skip the back and forth of the
Okay.
greetings. We'll just introduce each new person into the room. Joyce is here.
War Chief says, I really hope this one's not like the last one we observed.
Yeah,
I'm not
this one's
sure my
not.
ribs can withstand another show like that one again.
That one was so funny. If you haven't seen it, go look at Watching Wednesday. It was, my ribs hurt too. It was very, very funny. Tonight's is more serious.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the situation he got himself into wasn't serious, but
It's kind of a different kind of
comical
serious.
in a different, yeah.
It's a different kind of serious.
Joyce.
Joyce is here.
Shadow Tracker J.
Everybody's saying hi. Joyce is saying, she's saying blessed and highly
favored. Doesn't know why it's not showing her Shadow Tracker J. Huh?
Yeah.
We don't either.
Hey, look who's here.
War Chief Tracker C. Oklahoma Adventures. Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Glad you're here.
Bendiciones. All right. Everybody's saying hello. Tracker B.
Tracker
is here.
B. Bernice DeBoats is here saying good evening, everyone. I'm watching it on my phone too. Everybody's glad to see you, Tracker B. And Jose and Tanya.
We're getting a little.
Something wrong.
Yeah. But Tracker B, and we're going to have to read because it's not clicking right now. So she's saying, good evening, everyone. I'm watching on my phone too. Tracker B.
It's not changing on the screen.
There, it just moved. There
Okay.
it goes. Here we go.
Anne-Marie Uber.
Anne-Marie Uber.
Anne-Marie.
Is she in the Uber? Anne-Marie?
Anne-Marie. I don't know. Maybe does Uber also?
Maybe. She says, much love to all.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Look who's here.
Jody's here.
Jody here. Jody is here.
Thank you for
Sasquatch.
helping us do the little test stream earlier today, Jody.
Yeah, and that is the link also, the Patreon link. Kay is here from East Texas. All right.
Hey, Kay.
Doing good. Okay, so everybody's here, warmed up, ready to go. We're trying a little different stream tonight, so we're gonna see if we're gonna be getting two streams up tonight, or two windows. So we're gonna be using two windows tonight. Let me get to what we're looking at tonight. What? You have that on?
It's in.
Oh, yeah.
You're on yours, but in mine, it's on watch later.
Okay. Switch over.
And for anyone that doesn't know, well, I guess you would by the way we open. This is a Christian channel. Uh, the things that we talk about are from a biblical perspective. It's a faith based channel. And this subject tonight is very important.
Took the dogs.
Because we want everybody to be safe. We saw this and we didn't want to wait
Let's switch this over
several more days before we talked about this. It's actually a subject we've been discussing really for the last week, and then this video rolled up and we need to address it. So this is off of Flash of Beauty, fair use and all that. And this man's name is Dustin.
Out in the middle of the night once again.
Flash of Beauty. Dustin Varga.
Okay, let's see if we can.
Oh, good.
How about that?
Love it.
Okay, so this is a new thing for us. We're using that screen so you can see us also as well. But we're still going to do the last. I think we can get a good
Go ahead
glare.
and turn off all of them. Or...
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and get the glare also. With just a screen from the computer. So let's see if that works. Yeah, I think it's going to work good enough.
Make us look all creepy.
No, it's kind of, we're still kind of bright.
Yeah, that works. Good.
All right. So how do y'all like the new thing here? We got our home computer. It's got a little adaptable camera. You know, you just plug in. We've had it for a while. We just hadn't used it in a long time.
The way this works, we watch this video together, and when we ring our bell, this is a BS bell. We ring this when there's something that we disagree with, or have a problem with, or need to address. We ring this bell.
Or they have a contradiction. You know, something that's not right.
Some people say the BS stands for bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwiches. All right, so.
And we have our trusty pointer sticks, but we don't really need him tonight because he just sits in the spot and talks.
Yeah. Now this guy is Dustin who?
Dustin Vargas.
Dustin Vargas. He's doing an interview with I think it's Flash of Beauty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so a lot of things that he's talking about, that if you've taken our tracker course, when we talk about dreams and things like that, what's in there, this person almost talks the opposite of,
Almost.
well, he talks the opposite of what we teach.
Yeah.
And we also know that when people are when they open themselves up, whether it's those tarot cards, whether it's just open yourself for the what's it called, astral projection and all that, or Ouija boards or things like that, things come into that door don't just open and nothing comes through. Once that door is open, demons flood in, and they're waiting at that door for it to open. And when your energy is exposed in the darkness, it's bright. It's the brightest thing there, and it attracts like moths to the flame. They all go that way. So
we're not just saying this because we read it somewhere. In my case, I had a long period of my life that I was Wiccan and got to know a lot of darker individuals too. Um, did the tarot cards, did the table tipping. I had two New Age shops slash art galleries, and it led to absolutely nowhere good. Did the tarot, did the I Ching, did so many things, and my goal at that time was in my deceived mind and in my and there was some really really sweet people that I met, but they were deceived and I was deceived, and there's still things that are cleaning up through my family that went wrong during that time, and I've repented so many times for opening those doors. I had a thirst for spiritual knowledge, an absolute desire to want to heal people, and I didn't feel like I loved Jesus, but the people, the Christ followers that I met, none of them were healing people. None of them were doing any of the things that I saw Jesus doing in the Bible. And a lot of good people. They were good people too, many of them. You know, just like every group, there's good, when we say good, but there's pleasant and kind-hearted people, and then there's mean, rotten people in every kind of group. But it's a trap, and it leads you down. There can be witches in churches too that are cursing while they're reading Bible quotes, but they're trying to use them to curse people. And then there's people that are in the New Age movement that are thinking that they're going to heal, and that was the whole reason that I got into it. But it's a wrong method. It's a dangerous method, and it will lead you nowhere good. It almost took me out, and there's just a lot of stories attached to that, a lot of history attached to that. But I know from experience that it's not the way, and it was Jesus, it was Yahushua who brought me out of that darkness that almost took me out. And I'm telling you that I'm not exaggerating when I say almost took me out. And I've spent every day since then trying to make up for that, trying to do my best to undo the damage that I did through my artwork, through my writings, through what I taught other people, through my shop, through the things that I sold, through the advice that I gave, through the things, So I know 100% that there are people that get into it that have wonderful intentions. Everybody that gets into it isn't just trying to get into it because they're angry and mad and they want to go hurt somebody. Some are truly getting into it with good intentions, and we'll see that with this man here. But that doesn't make it correct, and it doesn't make it safe. And so that's where we're at. And I just wanted to give a little bit of that background because we have some new people in the room, and new people have started watching the channel. And it's not coming from a place of hatred for people that are experimenting or using these things. It's coming from a place of Jesus is the way. He's the way out of that darkness that you're being led into, and he loves you, and that's where it's coming from. It's just, we want everybody to be safe. We want everybody to know God and to not be tricked. Okay, I'm done. I just
And also for myself, I have a medicine bloodline background, and so even at a young age, I was taught about roots and berries, how to heal, and things like that. But I also wanted to know more than what I was being taught, and I knew there was more out there. But so being a medicine person, when I went to visit other tribes, I went to the elders. I went to the the people who knew the medicines, what herbs to use and why they use them. So talking with medicine people and talking with what they call Tata and priests in the temples and places like that, all over the world, really, that I was taught, because I was also teaching the things that we knew. I would teach them, and they would teach me. It's like a trade of information, and so not just talking about healing, not just talking about medicines and herbs and things like that, but we talked about ceremonies. We talked about stars. We talked about plants. We talked about the use of trees. We talked about water. We talked about. We also talked about dreams, and I was taught not to dream, because these dream worlds are different. They're real worlds, and these worlds can open up, and they're two-way doors. It doesn't just go one way. Once that door opens, things can come back in with you, what they call piggybacking. They can follow you or attach to you, come back from your dream with you. So I was being taught about dreams and what's there. But I was also taught not to go there, not to dream, and if I feel and this is why we stress this a lot, and every tracker knows this, and it is hard to do. We understand that, but we say don't dream. Pull yourself out of that dream. Get back to where you're comfortable. Get rest. And if you're dreaming, you're not resting. Your body still thinks we're here and there. But we stress don't dream. And even though we teach that, I can't tell you how many trackers will call us and say, I had a dream last night. And that's how it starts. Most of the time I don't want to hear it, because, it's something that pertains to them, because these dreams are traps, and they're specifically designed for you. So it may be a sexual dream. It may be a money dream. It may be an excitement dream. It may be a war dream. And that's my catch too, because I'm always in war games and battling and training for these war games and training my body to react a certain way. So that's how a lot of my dreams, that's how they catch me, or try to catch me, to feed off my energy, is to get me into a battle, into a fight, or something like that in my dream. Until I realize what's going on, then I pull myself back out. Go ahead.
In war games, for those that don't know, he's talking about stickball and other battles. But
but we train for that. We train to maneuver and get through and shake people off and get. But I always recognize that, or sometimes I can feel myself going to a dream and I pull myself back out. We can't be dreaming. We can't be going into those dreams, because those are real worlds. Even people get lost in those worlds. People die in those worlds, or things come back through and stay with that person.
And it may even be a dream that seems totally unimportant. Like, I am absolutely fascinated. One of the things that I really enjoy is looking at architecture and decor and houses and blueprints and things like that. And one of the personal trap dream that's designed for me is, more often than not, it's the ones that are going down a hallway, going into different levels of a house. And what I'm really doing, if I don't remember to pull myself out of that and realize where I'm at, is I'm going to another level, another room, another level, another set of staircase, another level. I'm getting further and further and further into the dream world, and that is a trap for me. These demons study us well enough. They've known us our entire lives, and they've known our family before us, and they know what our interests are and the things that catch our attention and hold our attention the most. And even They see what we're scrolling on our phone, what captures our imagination, what excites us, what makes us expend that energy. And so that trap, it may even be for you saving a puppy or riding a horse or something like that. But these are not the good dreams. These are not the dreams from God. When He gives a dream, it's not just for random things. It's important. It's for a reason, and there's no confusion with it.
And when people dream, there's many traps there.
Excuse me.
And when you're in your dream, you're going in a certain direction. But these predators that are in those dreams, they will try to catch your attention. It could be an object, or one of the big ones is like a sparkly electrical just kind of crackling thing. But when you turn your eyes, or turn your mind, turn your intention that way, you go that way. You go into that dream, and that's a predator's world, and they're just waiting for you. And they can use vases, they can use cars, they can use money, gold. They could use the image of a woman, image of a man, anything to draw your attention, to get you to go to them, to go into their world. Because there's so many out there. This one wants you in their world to feed off you. This one wants you in that world to feed off you. This one wants you. This one wants you. And when you're astral projecting or doing any of that, your ball of energy is shining so bright that they're all coming. They're all trying to get and feed off of that energy. We have to be very careful of dreaming and dreams. And also, if you have a dream, that's something that you consciously did. You're in that dream, and you stayed in that dream. You consciously stay in that dream. You don't have to. You can break it. You can pull out. You can get out of there. But if you stay in that dream, that's your decision. And whatever's happening, try not to give that to somebody else. When you wake up, if that's what you had, because you stayed in that dream and you stayed with it and went as far as you went, try not to give it to the person who's next to you when you wake up, or try not to get on the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I just had this dream. Okay, that's you. And we say, don't dream. Don't dream. But when you're bringing it back, now you're giving that dream and that predator to this person and that person and that person.
And as a way of trying to prophesy something and not even realize that you're going to prophesy something, and then that'll stick in that person's brain. I had a terrible dream that you were about to be in an accident.
Yeah.
Or something like that. If God has a message for us, He will give each of us that message ourselves directly. He won't use you to tell me or me to tell him, or He will. He's with us now. He doesn't need the go-betweens. He doesn't need the third party involved anymore.
We've had people call us and say, hey, I had a dream last night, and it has something to do with Native, and you're the only Native I know, so I think this dream was for you. I was like, no, that dream was for you. If God wants to talk to me, God will talk to me. God doesn't need to call you.
In us.
We talk to God all the time. We don't need, we have an open line with God, so we don't need someone calling us and saying, I had a dream. Okay, that's not for me. That's for you. And I don't want it. So, and even that person who was wanting to tell us that dream was, no, we're good. But those people will still try to tell you about that dream.
Because they have the need to get that. They have that pressure to get that off of their.
Yeah, you have to change the subject or just really stress. Okay, If you don't want to hear it, you don't want to hear it. But there's so many people who will continue to still try to give that dream to you, pass that predator on to you.
And they're not trying to do it to be mean. They're genuinely worried or concerned, but
it's also that energy was given to them, so they have to get rid of it. They have to try to give it to somebody else, and that's why you'll see when people argue, that's a demon giving this energy to that one, and this one's going to try to give it back. This one's going to try to give it back, try to give it back. But if you don't accept that energy, that demon implodes on itself. That energy implodes on itself, on that person. If they accept it, that's them. But you don't have to accept it. You don't have to listen to dreams. You don't have to take their hate. You don't have to. They want you to reply. They want you to return so you can share energy. They can feed because it's going back and forth. And you see this with a lot of channels.
mm-hmm.
They're arguing back and forth, calling each other's names and doing stuff. That's all backed by a demon or demons who are feeding off both. And then they're going to start going over here because those channels, just like this guy that we're going to be talking about, has an audience, is able to get this out, to share or try to capture more people. And that's why we correct and we show people what is being done in front of people without people knowing it. You know, when people come into a lecture or even a magic show, especially a magic show, if that host says, okay, let's just open our minds for a minute here, say, no, I'm not going to open my mind to you. Or that demon who just asked, or they'll say, let me have your attention for just a little bit. No, you do not have my attention. My attention is for me. You got to know what is being done and said in front of you. And that's why we're talking about this tonight, because there's so many people who can get captured just by words. Because, you know, even someone come up to you and say, man, don't you wish you had $1 million? And somebody might say, yeah, I wish I did, but I don't. This is not mine. Just an example. But they would say that, and a demon is listening. And the demon said, let me see if I can get this guy some money, and then he'll want another wish. You know, when you're doing the wishes and stuff like that, you're not counting on God.
It's just our words are so important,
and words are powerful. Now, when demons get into, if they can get you to dream and pull you into their world, they can come back with you. And this is your mind, this is your thought, your intent, your intentions. And so when that demon comes back with you, now it's inside that person. Now it's inside the mind. And once it's inside the mind, it controls the body. And once it controls the body, it controls that tongue, it controls that mouth. And those words are powerful, and it has no right. But these people who willingly open themselves up, go do the astro, invite, those kind of things, they give these things a right to them. So now they can use that mouth like this guy's doing it. That's why this is a teaching tool of what not to do. And we're going to stop it. We're not going to just let him talk. We're going to stop it, and we're going to explain what he's doing. But this person has a demon with them. And this demon will use this mouth on the screen this Dustin, what's the last name?
Vargas.
Vargas, to try to capture more people. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with the video, and we're going to stop it periodically. But be aware that these are words not coming from just a regular person. This has a demon backing because of where he's been and what he's doing.
Ephesians 6. It's the spirit behind that's driving and pushing. And for me, the best way to get out of a dream is to say the name Jesus or blood of Jesus. Jesus, Yahushua, Jesus. And that breaks a spell, and it just takes practice.
Okay, let's go ahead and start.
And this is probably a year and a half after
And back it up.
I took the dogs out in the middle of the night once again. And this is probably a year and a half after I had my initial howl experience where I heard a mimicking whistle, which is the whistle that I use for my dogs.
Okay, so right now he's talking about predator Bigfoots. He's going to talk about different things. Right now he's talking about predator Bigfoots mimicking his whistle. And if you have our book, Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, then you know we talk about the mimics and the things that they do, from chainsaws, airplanes, car horns, door locks, dogs, owls, voices, whistles. That's how you know that these things have been around you for a long time, because they're listening to you call your kids. They're listening to you whistle and call your dog. And that is just a predator technique to call your child later while you're not around, or to call your dog into the woods so that you run after it, or that dog goes by itself so they can have a meal. So this guy's already got these predators around him who are using his whistle, and he's hearing it.
And I was like, I know nobody lives here. My name is Dustin Varga, and we're in Northwest Wyoming right now. Basically, where we're standing and sitting right now is the epicenter of all of the activity that I've experienced extra dimensionally and in this dimension as well here in Northwest Wyoming. For me, growing up as a kid in rural Indiana, the paranormal was actually always on my mind. And the way that the paranormal and ETs, anything that was extra dimensional, excluding Bigfoot outside of what we would watch with Leonard Nimoy or even the $6 Million Man. I remember watching that when I was a little kid and being like, oh, Bigfoot, that seems quasi-relevant. You know what I mean?
And everybody has the same exact information. And if you go to any channel that talks about Bigfoot or Sasquatch or paranormal, they all say the same things. They all have the same information, just like him. Got it from YouTube, got it from old TV shows, got it from old books. It's the same information. If you listen, this one is saying the same thing as that one's saying. None of them is advancing. No one is over that hump. No one is over that fence and going. They're all back here on the same line.
Still guessing.
Still guessing. Still don't know. And this guy is doing the same thing.
Another thing I would like to note is every time we do one of these people have a very, very childlike demeanor and minds.
And that's one thing that a demon will do. A demon will be the nicest, friendliest, shyest.
Don't be afraid of little old me.
Yep, don't be afraid of little old me. The most helpful, It'll be it doesn't want to scare you right in the beginning. It wants to
Yeah.
attract you, wants to lure you. So this guy, he's getting the same information as everybody else, and he is childlike. You can see that in his face and his eyes. He grew a beard to look older. If you was to take that beard off of him, it'd probably look like a 12-year-old kid. But a lot of people will do that to be taken more serious. But the way he talks, his mentality is of a child.
For a person that was born in 1970. That being said, it's always been on my mind. And I think even my family, my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters knew that there was something out there that was different. I just was able to adhere myself to that a lot easier.
So he's a lot wider open.
He's special. But he's special. He is special. But he this is the kid that plays with the tarot cards. This is the kid that goes ghost hunting. This is the kid that found that Ouija board or was at a Ouija board party when they were kids. This is the one that talked to a psychic. This is the one who went and got his palms read. This is the kid who was, not going to the church and talking to the pastor and talking about demonic activity and which a lot of pastors didn't do back in the day, and they still don't do it.
Yeah, because some do go and try to talk to him, and then they get told, "Don't talk about it, or you're going to draw it to you."
Yeah. And you got a lot of weak pastors out there who are not ready for battle themselves.
And not preparing their people for battle.
So this guy is at a young age is getting into things that he shouldn't be getting into and finding that when you light those candles and play that Bloody Mary game, you're going to be open to certain things. And if you're looking for those things, you're going to find it because you're going to open the door and these things are going to be right there and they're going to be more than happy to trade you a, well, I'll write down.
They take advantage of that thirst for knowledge and that excitement and that wonder about the world. That's the same wonder and thirst for knowledge that Eve had that led her to make the wrong decision. She was naive, she was curious, and she wanted to go outside the boundaries that God had given them. And so she took the wrong route, and that's what I've done it. It's, so many people have done it, and so this man is also.
And we were even talking about or all of us, the song "Wish Upon a Shining Star" or "Fallen Star," "Twinkle Twinkle."
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you're around the 50s, 60s age, 40s, 70 on up, you were being taught demonic things throughout your entire life. That's when the Ouija board came out, and that age group, tarot cards, psychics.
And some people, and to get around that, even people will call some of them angel cards, or some people will think that they're praying to saints or that their spirit guides are their guardian angels, but they're not. They're being deceived. Just because you put a pretty name on it doesn't make it safe. We've seen that even with abortion is called Planned Parenthood. They didn't make it. Just because you change the title of it doesn't make it less than what it is. It's still the same thing with a new name.
And there's going to be one day while he's wishing and digging and pulling those cards out and grabbing that board, he's going to get an answer and he's going to get a voice and he's going to ask questions And these demons they're more than happy to answer your questions, because once you start communicating with demons, you are involved in a contract, and they're more willing to, trade your soul for a cough drop, to say this is how you
Oh,
heal.
yeah.
They're willing to trade your soul for a math question. You may say, I need help with this question. Boom, there it is. It's 300. Now, where'd that come from? Well, you just yourself was wishing that you knew the answer, or you needed help to get that answer, and that demon answered.
You're going to the wrong teacher.
Yeah.
And the people won't want to hear it, but even when you have your children blowing out the candles on a birthday cake and making a wish and blow out a candle, like we've literally seen videos of the child not even getting a chance to blow out the candle. They make a wish, and then the spirit's caught on tape blowing out the candle. And then the kids, blaming each other. You blew that out. No, I didn't. And then on the video, it's captured. No, it was a spirit there. But that act, that's just another form of asking a genie for a wish, asking a demon to fulfill a desire of going to a source other than God. We need to be careful about things that just seem common, everyday, harmless. They're not harmless. They're tricks, and it's just not that big a deal. Just put thought into all these little traditions that we do, especially around different holidays and special days. Even the breaking of the turkey wishbone. We're not supposed to be wishing. If you have a need, God knows that need, and you take that in prayer directly to God if you want to be specific about something. But you can also just trust that He knows your needs. He knows our needs.
You also got to be careful, because these demons will use anybody. They'll use a little kid, they'll use your uncle, they'll use your father, they'll use an elderly woman, elderly man, siblings, friends. They're all fair game. Strangers, the shopkeeper, they'll use anybody, and they'll all have a soft voice. They'll all have a kind face, because they don't want you to be afraid of them. They want you to trust them. This is the same way with the human predator.
They're just looking for a vessel that can be used.
And they're patient.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And don't trust anyone who wants you to open yourself up to a demon, like this guy. Because a demon, once they get in that body, they got that mouth. And the best thing they can do to get more energies, to get more souls, is to show you how to do things. Show you how to work that Ouija board. Show you how to work those cards. Show you how to play this. What was that? Some kind of game of, they would pick you up. People would stand around you, put two fingers. Yeah, they would do that. Let me show you how to do this. It works. Oh, hey, check this out. That's a demon trying to entice somebody with excitement.
And that's us trying to get the knowledge. Pyromancies, you're looking into the fire to divine or to get secret knowledge. Hydromancy, looking into reflections on water to get secret knowledge. The I Ching, which that was one of my favorite things. It was three. Oh, I don't remember anymore. It was 6 coins, if I remember correctly, but it's been 25, 30 years. But I had a friend that gave them to me, and I just love cashing those coins. If I had a question, I would cast those coins, and and 3 would land up and 3 would land down, or however, and then you go, oh, we gotta get this plugged in. Is it on this side? And then you go to a book to have the corresponding chart that tells you, but my answers I wasn't going to God, and I wasn't going to the Word. I was going I was going to this book, but not the holy
So
book,
plug
not the
all
Bible.
way into
Give us. What's wrong?
It's behind the TV.
Okay, hold on a second. We
Just
gotta
to make
plug
sure
this.
it's plugged in all the way.
We're gonna double check this phone real quick. Some people cast bones. Some people
Oh yeah, bones, voodoo.
just any kind of way, but it's a way to cheat the system. God says, because if you have to know the answers to everything, that means you're not living on the faith. I'm glad you had me check it because it was loose. That you're trying to sneak in the side entrance, the back door. I get it, so many times, and trying to get that knowledge from another way, trying to eat off that tree in the center of the garden that he said, don't eat off of that. God was walking with them every day in the garden and giving them the knowledge as they grew in morality and in wisdom. He gave it, you feed your baby, you spoon feed them first, and then a little more, and then a little more until they're working their way up to the meatier things. But God has his timetable set for each of us, and we're not all going to get to each level of knowledge at the same time. We're not all ready for it. Some people will always remain very simple, and that's all they need to know. But when we get that knowledge before the time, that's what happened when now they learned when the fallen angels mated with the son, with the daughters of man. And they taught them all about the herbs and how to make medicines. Yeah, but they also taught them how to poison, how to abort children with those medicines. They taught them how to use iron, but they also taught how to use iron to kill. And so man was not ready for that kind of knowledge, and we're still not ready for that kind of knowledge. And this is why we have constant wars and constant strife. And God provided every single thing that we need, and all he asked us to do is just trust me. I'll provide what you need for food. I'll provide what you need for shelter. I'm going to take care of you. Just trust me. But we don't. We, want to get our answers. But I got to know, who am I going to marry? How many kids am I going to have? This and that. We don't need these tools. We don't need pendulums. That was another one that I did a lot. We don't need those
Or
to
crystals.
talk to God. God is within us. Yeah, crystals. We don't need crystals for protection. We don't need, like, wear a cross as a symbol, but I can take this off. I'm not going to get hurt because I take this off. It's, or Catholics wear their scapulas and their symbols, but the power is not here. The power is in that the Holy Spirit, if the Holy Spirit is living within us. That's not our power, that's the God within us. That is the Most High within us, in the Holy Spirit.
So let's be careful with what this guy is talking about, because he is not trained. He hasn't had medicine people teach him. He hasn't been through the experience before. He's finding things out on his own, which the majority of people do because they don't have those certain teachers or that life experience.
He's not going to the Bible for any of these things that he's seeking.
He's not using the Bible. He's not even talking about God.
The curiosity itself is not wrong. It's the
ways of getting the information.
Yeah.
I can actually remember my first out-of-body experience and or my first lucid dream. And the way that I put that into context is the first time that I flew in my dreams. And I've actually written music about it because it was such a relevant part of my childhood that I knew I always wanted to go back and explore.
So that first experience, the first time he was able to fly in his dream, he's leaving his body, and it's exciting to him, and he wants to do it over and over and over. But when you consciously leave your body, your body is still right there, and these demons are going, well, he just left. Let's go in. And they just all pile in to that empty vessel. And he may come back, but he's not alone now. And these demons don't have to scare you. You know, these demons don't have to um, make things move around you to cause fear, cause excitement. They can lay dormant.
For years.
Years and years and years. Just they've got a place.
As long as you're useful to him.
Yeah, and they're feeding off his energy, and he doesn't know it. And now he'll go around. He's got a family, so he's going to be going around family. He's going to be going around friends, talking just like this, just like he is on national TV. We're not a big channel, so we know it's not going too far. But he's, but he's using this tool. These demons use these tools. And you're going to see a lot of them on these channels like this. That these demons who are going to be doing this, trying to get more souls to open themselves up to let more demons in, and not just into the bodies, but into these worlds. That they're going to have these platforms. These big channels are going to be listening to them because these big channels are backed by demons. You don't.
Oh yeah.
You don't put demonic people on like this and let people just watch. Like for us, we want to show you what's going on, why they're doing it, and how dangerous this is, and how that you need to pay attention to what's being said and done in front of you. How many? Did it say how many times this thing's been watched?
26,000 views in a month are listening to this guy, and so how many of those people are going to take the advice that he gives within this and go, oh, that's cool, I want to do that,
and try to do what he's doing? And these are demons using that mouth to try to capture more souls out there.
Or what I know now is consciousness in my dreams. So
that's not consciousness. You have consciousness right now. Those are real worlds that he thinks are play worlds. Those are predator worlds. And he doesn't see that these things are dangerous. He sees it as excitement, a plaything. He's special. He's getting information.
he's at a higher level than everyone else. He's better than
because
most of the other people around him that don't want to do this. It's just because they're low vibration.
But
when really it's the opposite.
Yeah, because when people know that what he's doing, they stay away from. I stay away from people like that. If you're going to be astral projecting and stuff, we're not in the same ball field. You're way out there somewhere. I'm gonna stay right here.
That makes you a danger. You can pray for them, but just like
that makes them a danger.
Yeah, that's what I meant, not you. Just like if you were an alcoholic, you don't hang out at the bars. Once you stop being an alcoholic, you don't go hang out with the people that are still drinking. So
yeah, he would be considered the alcoholic who's saying it's fun to party.
Yeah, a liability on the team.
You can come out and have a good time, or we can go to the club, we go dancing. There's nothing wrong. It's all good out here. Come to the bars
it's safe. The water's warm.
And it's not, like Maureen says, it's all good until it's not.
Yeah.
Until you find out that you have to pay for that. That price is too high. Your soul is too high.
And you may not pay until the very end of your life.
Yeah.
It may seem like a charmed life, literally.
Yeah, giving you exactly, and they'll help you do whatever you want to do and get what you need and give you answers.
And people start getting,
It's like a big blank check.
sure, and they start ego tripping on, I'm psychic. I can tell you this or that about yourself. I can uh, come to me. Then it turns from you turn into what you think is source or the universe for your answers, but it's really demons. But then you start getting people to, you want them to come to you for the answers, and that's a dangerous territory too. Now you've leveled up or down, either way you want to take it, in you being a liability for other people's, the people around you that you affect. The most beautiful artwork that I ever did was when I was painting other gods and goddesses. It wasn't my talent. That wasn't my talent, and I lost my talent for a long, long time after that because I had abused it. I didn't know it at the time. I'm just thinking, wow, I've never painted this well. These portraits, I could just whip out portraits in hours. I would read about a foreign god or goddess, and I would paint them, and it was no different than automatic writing. I was automatic painting. And people at these pagan festivals would buy these paintings and they would go put them on their altars at their homes. I still get chills to think of it. I've prayed so many times, Lord, just forgive me for that, and please, wherever those paintings are, take just fix that. Please fix that for me, Lord. I don't know how to fix it. I don't have contact with any of those people anymore. Help them. But I played a role in that by being a fool, like this man is doing.
Also, as far as Indian people, I can't tell you how many times, especially on the reservations, and I've been to a lot of different reservations. I'm not singling any out, but I can't tell you how many Indians have come up to me and said, I know things. I've had a dream that my cousin was going to die, and it came true. I have dreams like that, and they think it's something that it's a gift.
They're special.
Or special, but no. But when you look at them and see what they're doing, these are people who are in homes who are drinking. They're using drugs. They're usually, and this is with some that we've met. They're not staying at home. They're living with a whole bunch of young ones, partying and living in one house or trailer. And these are the ones that say, "Oh, I'm having dreams, and I knew when somebody was going to die." It's like in my dream told me. No, you've got demons. You have demons. That's not a gift. That's a demon telling you, because they're talking to another demon that the doctor said this one's going to die in 2 days. That demon's telling the other demon to tell that girl or that boy, so and so is going to die, and then they feel special. They feel like they got a gift, like they know things. But those are demons talking and telling these people, especially the young ones. Young ones are so vulnerable because they have no teachers. There's no one out there teaching them about the dreams, what's in there, and that the price is too high, and that you've got to stay out of those dreams. There's no teachers out there. We teach in our course about all this stuff, healing, what's in those dreams, but we also say don't dream. These things are traps.
Yeah, it was a really huge part of it. And of course, we would try and go ghost hunting long before there were any ghost programs in the late 70s and in the early 80s.
Okay, so there was a threshold open.
And that's all we talked about. He's that kid. He's that young one who's open to these suggestions, open to looking for spirits.
Yeah.
Inviting them, saying, "I'm here." And you'll see them do that in those ghost shows. They're asking who's there. They'll tell them their name. They'll say, "What do you want? What's your name?" Those are communications with demons communication with spirits.
And any of us at this age, that around this age, we grew up with Shirley MacLaine and all these women trying to be mediums. We grew up thinking that that was okay to do, that that was a good thing to do. My own mom did it too, and uh, during that era, and she said she laid there on the bed and invited anything that wanted to use her. This is how uninformed, uneducated, uh, and she was an intelligent woman, or is an intelligent woman. Um, but she invited whatever, and she said a skull type face appeared. She's laying in the dark on her bed, and a glowing skull type face appeared in the corner of the bedroom and just hurled at her and hit her. And did she ever get that removed? Is it still there? Is it still in there? What else came with it? What, but we were raised up to think that Ouija board was just a parlor game, just a children, it literally says on it, children's game.
So this guy's ghost hunting. He's as a kid, so he's looking and he's inviting and he's knocking on doors.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be one.
Wide open.
Those doors are going to open.
And another way people are doing it now is with Chat GPT. They're asking it what the future is. They're asking the AI what's going to happen here or there. It's the same thing, new name, new method, same spirit.
Instead of a board game now, it's electronic.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're going to tell the other one, oh, it's harmless. You should try it. Just like this guy's doing. So he's looking, he's inviting, and they're going to answer.
We would do that because it was fun and it was exciting. You know what I mean?
And we just talked about that.
There we go.
Fun and exciting.
And then his eyes close.
Yeah.
Because his body knows he's lying.
Yeah.
Or that there's something wrong there. He does a lot of long blinks after he says something. I mean, yeah, we keep forgetting to use our BS girl. Let's catch up on that.
And everyone, I'd say from 40 to 70,
yeah,
all went through this.
Yeah.
Because we were all watching the same TV. We were all wearing bell bottoms at the same time, all listening to disco music at the same time, all listening to the Bee Gees at the same time when we were kids. Ghost hunting, Ouija boards, tarot, and not to mention what the TVs were putting in everybody's heads.
And then like I Dream a Genie, Bewitched, and then later, more current generations was Charmed and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and
Casper,
shoved in our faces.
Everything.
Yeah, and wide open now. It used to be just like little sitcoms, but now they're literally performing rituals at halftime shows
in front of everybody.
Yeah, and people still don't see the dangers.
And you don't have to be in the stands to be a part of that.
No,
you just have to be watching it. You're watching that ritual go on.
Have your phone. We've all got our black mirror right there in our phone. We got to pray over these things.
So we understand what he's talking about because we all went through this. Mm-hmm. But there's always, and we had different teachers and normal people, I guess you would say. And like I was being taught that, these are demons, these are ghosts, these are shadow people, these are orbs, these are little people, these witches, these are owls, these are male witches, these are vampires, these are werewolves, these are Bigfoots, these are. So we were being taught different, but when you looked at the TV, we're all being taught the same.
Yeah.
So we all know exactly what he's talking about, but there is a time to grow up, to take responsibility for ourselves and for our own soul, for our own body, for our own mind.
And if you have children, for theirs until they're of age.
Yeah. Being responsible for that. And that's why we're being taught at a young age about all this stuff, that You got to be careful. These things are everywhere. Don't say certain words. Don't call the witches. Don't call, uh, demons.
Right now, we're in the month of Samhain, Halloween. Uh, People are going to be dressing their children up like little ghouls. Any other time of year, you're telling people don't talk to strangers, don't take candy from strangers, unless we dress you up like little demons and we send you out to their door to go beg for candy. What the heck?
Mhm.
That makes no sense. And it was fun. I loved it. Boy, I went all out for Halloween. One of my favorite pastimes is making costumes. Absolutely loved anything to do with theater and costumes and fabrics, and I still love it. But I got to do it in a different way now. Um, and these are just things they're not. They're in these churches that think, well, we're going to do trunk or treat, and that's different.
That's not
No,
different.
that's being lukewarm.
That's being lukewarm. That's just getting
That's
around
just
it.
trying to appease and get around and still do it.
That's
And tell
compromising.
yourself that, yeah, that's exactly what it is, and tell yourself that you're saving those little souls. But are you? Are you really? Because
Sure ain't.
you would
You're
do
gathering them.
you do much better to teach them how to protect themselves through spiritual warfare and prayer and things like that. Kids are so much sharper than we give them credit for, and we need to stop talking to them like they're babies, because they're like, he started way back then. They're thirsty for this knowledge, and if you're not answering those questions, someone will. They're going to learn from a friend at school who's got a Ouija board or teaches them how to. I had one daughter that, and this was long after I'd gotten out of being a witch, or a few years after, but a cousin came over, and they knew I didn't allow Ouija boards or anything like that in the house, and I had burned all of my magical items. And when you see magic with a K, that's what that means. That's that kind. Specifically, just know that. But the cousin comes over, and they just draw out a Ouija board on a piece of paper, and they opened up things in the house. That had to be cleaned up. So we really, really have to be careful.
And a little bit more background from my side is that in 1945 there was this huge tornado. This tornado destroyed and killed everyone around our house. Uh, our house, which is still there today, probably the oldest house in Antlers, every house around it was gone. And there's an article saying there was one house left standing. And grandfather, they were all pastors and everything, lots of praying going on. But also after that, energy stayed in that house because it was also the biggest house at that time, and the only house. So they were bringing bodies to that house, and the family talks about how they took the furniture out of the house to make room for the bodies, so people could come and claim their family. But energies, souls, spirits stayed there in that house. And so I was raised with, shadow people, ghosts, orbs, noises, seeing blurs, seeing, you turn real quick and something would dart off behind a wall, voices, things like that. And I believe it was my aunt that brought that board game home. And it didn't work. But us kids were out there on the front porch because parents were, and my aunt and them, they were big drinkers. My mother wasn't. But my aunt and uncles and all them, and I remember them having that game. And we was on the front porch as kids just sitting around it because, we didn't know what it was. And so it wasn't working for us. And my sister, her name is Ethel, she went and touched, I think it was like a shot glass or something, or a little triangle thing, touched it, and it started moving. And people, I mean, we was all kind of looking like, "Are you pushing that? Are you?" And then my mother come out, who's very religious with God. She come out, seen it was moving, grabbed it, and threw it into our shed. My sister got her nickname Ouija, but I don't call her that anymore. I call her Ethel because I don't want to call her that satanic name.
There's
But
still
that
people that call her
that
that.
shed, that where the Ouija board is, that was thrown in there from that day, is still there also. And they're all throughout my life. Aunts, uncles, everyone has said we're going to tear that shed down and get rid of it and clean that corner out and make it into a regular yard. But something always happens, and that shed is still there. I'm sure there's antiques and things in there too, but that board is still in there, and it's not my property. And I know that they would get offended if I went over there and just tore it down, and that would cause some problems. So we have to wait until the eldest is not with us anymore before we can actually do that. But it's still there, and my sister's not got the best health, but I don't call her that name. Other people, like Lee Tracker was saying, other people do call her that, but I don't. I don't give that power to her. I mean, that name or that demon, I don't give it any power. That's why I call her by her original name. I won't call her that name anymore. Let's get back to real fast.
Is exciting. In rural Indiana, of course, that makes sense. My first experience with Bigfoot happened about 3 years ago, and it was just right down at our house where we live. And I'd taken the dog outside in the middle of the night to.
So this is also recent with him, 3 years ago. So what was that, 2022? So this is very recent. So this is his first experience with Bigfoot. He's not a researcher. He hasn't spent 50 years documenting things. He hasn't spent 20 years looking up all the information he can.
Still fresh and learning.
He hasn't spent 10 years trying to, look for tracks, look for sign, ask people. He hasn't spent 5 years listening to podcasts, listening to people's experiences. His first experience happened 3 years ago. So this guy is brand new to this subject, to this creature, to this predator. He's brand new to the knowledge of this predator.
To go use the bathroom. He's just a puppy, and I always scan the skies. I was already part of a consciousness that was exploring our sky family, but I had no real bearing on our forest family.
Sky family. This is some new age stuff. He thinks that aliens are not demons. He thinks that they're family. He doesn't realize that they're predators. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Same way with the Bigfoot. He's calling it a forest family. He doesn't know it's a predator. He doesn't know it would hunt him and eat him, or his family, or his dogs. He's brand new to it. But he's going to talk like he's got experience, like he knows what he's talking about. The demon has a little bit more experience than he does, but it's only going to lure people in.
So it's the middle of the night and he's out walking his dog.
Because it just hadn't entered my mind yet. And I
find that funny how he puts that. It hadn't entered my mind yet. He doesn't say because I hadn't thought of it yet.
outside with the dog, and at about it was probably about 2:15 in the morning, I heard what I thought was the volunteer fire department siren for a fire. And I was like, this is really odd, and I can't believe it's at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sorry, I was trying to get back.
Yet. And I was outside with the dog, and at about it was probably about 2:15 in the morning, I heard what I thought was the volunteer fire department siren for a fire. And I was like, this is really odd, and I can't believe it's at 2 o'clock in the morning.
And this is his first, what he calls an experience. This is the first time he heard something like this. He doesn't even know what it is. And there's so many people like they'll say, I had an experience with this Bigfoot. And what kind of experience? Well, I heard a noise. That's not an experience. That's an awareness that there's something else out there. That's not an experience. You're not face to face. You're not tracking this. You're not seeing this thing for your own eyes. This is something.
He's just hearing a noise.
He's just aware that there was a noise.
And look, crate train your dogs so that you don't have to take them outside in the dark in the middle of the night.
Then I noticed that it was organic. And immediately I was struck by how long it had lasted, probably 10 or 11 seconds, and actually how the dog had reacted to it. And he was just a puppy. He was like maybe 12 weeks old, and he fully froze. And
yeah, because he was scared.
And it's something he knew is not normal.
Even a tiny puppy knew this.
And this is something howling out there at 2-something in the morning with all the other animals out there. All the other animals are not making their presence known because these predators hunt at night too. They hunt during the day, but especially at night because they have the night vision. They can see all these creatures are being hunted at night. Not one of them are going to be making their presence known to where they are. They're getting what they can to eat, foraging, and getting back.
I was like, I'm not sure what this is. So I scooped up the dog and I went inside, and immediately later that morning, I went and researched what sounds like an air raid siren that would be an animal. And the Ohio call came up. And that really changed everything for me and perspectivized where I was heading with it in this realm and in my consciousness.
But instinctively, his spirit body knew, scoop up that dog and get in the house.
Scoop up the dog and get inside. We don't know what this is. Never heard that before.
Until he talks himself out of it with his new age consciousness.
I wonder if he just moved to this place. Moved from the city, or
I don't know.
He hadn't said anything like that, because how could you be 57, 58 years old, because he's born in 80 or 70. So how could you be 58, 59 years old, and this is the first time you heard this?
Heard a Bigfoot? Or heard that noise?
Heard the howl.
Yeah.
I mean,
You've
had more than one dog.
Yeah. He spent a lot of time out watching the sky at night, too.
Yeah, you're out watching the sky at night. And this is the first time you heard something, and it was 3 years ago.
For me, after that initial introduction to what that even had any bearing on where I was at, I was heavily into astral projection and lucid dreaming.
Whoa.
He's already got open doors. Lots of open doors.
So this guy, he said, by the time he heard this 3 years ago, he had already been in heavily into astral projecting and what? Lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming. He's been bringing stuff back. And
so he's been in the demon worlds for a long time. And we talked about that too. This is that kid who was looking for all this stuff, inviting demons, inviting spirits, looking for them, calling to them, talking to them. So these demons have got a hold on him and have had a hold on him for quite a while. Where's the plug in?
I thought I brought them. Oh, I thought I brought all the plugins to you in here. I did.
Why do we? How's that? That one's back on. Let me try this one. I don't know if we're back on yet or not, but we're going to try to get back in and we'll see. Are we on that one too? Okay. Oh, that one's froze. Okay. Looks like we're back on.
That was our fault.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi was not plugged in, so that wasn't anything creepy going on. It was just plain old battery.
All right. Let's see where we're at. All right.
Let's go ahead and start.
Did you take anybody off or anything?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. Let's. Melissa's here. She said, sorry to get here late, but better late than never. So glad to catch your show. All right. Let's see. We'll just see if anybody new is here for right now. Lasting Machinery. He's here. Everybody's talking about Halloween or something. Okay, we're back. All right.
Okay.
Let's get back to where we're at. Oh, let me take that one off. Okay, so let's catch up with him.
So, what I did outside of research in this dimension was research extra dimensionally.
There's Fern.
Hey, Fern.
She says, "Popping
Glad
in.
to see you.
Good to see you." So this guy is. Let me back it up just a little bit. Let's see what he said again.
In this dimension was research extra dimensionally. So what I do for myself personally is I've taught myself techniques on how to access that information.
Which means he's doing astral projecting. He's going into these dream worlds, but he acts like no one couldn't do it. There's many. Everyone could do it if they wanted to, but don't do it because these are dream worlds. These are real worlds, and they're predator worlds. Don't go into the predator worlds. Wake yourself up, especially if you've got into one and maybe had a bad dream or something. Get up, go to the bathroom, wash your face,
change
positions. Because if you go right back to sleep, you go right back into that dream. Turn the other way. Do something.
Say your prayers before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Try very hard to remember that. Make yourself a note if you need to. Set an alarm to say your prayers before you go to sleep, that the Lord keep you protected during your sleep, surround you with angels, and that unless it's a message from the Lord himself, that you do not get dreams.
So this guy is now he's already, he knows it's exciting for him. He's flying. He's getting answers.
He's feeling special.
He's
getting information going by a side route instead of to prayer to the Most High himself.
And in those dream worlds, there are guides, and they will let me. Oh, you want that answer? Oh, here it is.
Sure.
Oh, you want another answer? Okay, well, let's go a little further into the dream world. Okay, let's go a little further.
Let me show you the dark web of the internet.
Literally the dark web. And they will, every time he goes in, he's going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And these predator guides do that. What they want you to do is go so deep you don't know your way back. And they're going to leave you. Once they know that you don't know the way back, they're going to leave you. So you're stuck in that dream world, in that predator's world, so it can feed on you.
You know, one of the worst signs of demonic oppression is the nightmares and the bad dreams, and they keep you from sleeping, they keep you from getting rest. They're feeding on you, they're draining your energy. They're using you like a battery.
Yeah. And so this guy thinks he's special. He thinks that he can do something that other people can't do. But what he's doing is doing something that other people won't do. Nobody wants to go into a predator world. Nobody wants to bring predators back. Nobody wants to give a predator a space in their body or in their mind. Nobody wants that. But this guy here is trying to make it sound like you can be special too. Let me teach you how to do this because I know how to do it. I perfected. I'm the one who can show you. Just listen. And
tapped into his ego.
Yeah, he wants you to listen to him. He wants, and there was one person who actually said, I overheard him saying they're listening to me because he was a young guy talking to, I think, his parent on the phone, and there was some young other people who were, kind of letting him lead, but he was excited saying they're listening to me, and I'm going, you sound like a 2-year-old who just got, the third graders to, follow you to, lunch.
Off the pier
together.
Listen, I got told by a high priest once that I was a gatekeeper, and boy, that inflated my ego. And now I think of that with shame. I sure was. I was a gatekeeper, all right, and I was leading people through the wrong gate, and shame on me for that.
So this guy's he's got his hands out like, let me show you, let me tell you how to do this because I got it. No, he's leading people the wrong direction. You don't want to be astral projecting. You don't want to be going into other worlds.
Lucid dreaming.
Remote
viewing.
Traveling to And so it used to be called uniformity and cohesion. Whenever you could go to someone else's dream world or get into their dreams or go to their and view or watch them or look at them while you're asleep, uniformity and cohesion. But that's a demon helping you do that.
You see them through their eyes.
The demon is doing that.
And it's an evil thing. It's a violation of privacy. We're not supposed to be going around spying on people. It's we're just not, and that's why the military tries to tap into it and train people to do it, and it's a wicked thing. We don't need to be doing that. We're not supposed to be like that.
No.
Trust that God sees what's going on. Trust that God knows what's going on for you. Trust that God has a plan for you. You don't need to know it all.
The price is too high for that information. For doing what he's doing, he don't know that he's got a blank check right now, and these demons, what do you need? What do you want? Here's how you do this. He doesn't perfect this. Those demons are saying, this is what you need to do to go deeper. This is what you need to do to leave your body. This is what you need to do. Now, he's more than happy to share that information because that's a demon using that voice to capture more people to do the same thing. So everything that he says, don't do.
I was even taught to create a tulpa with my mind, to create a spirit. And that's another thing people talk about, their spirit animals and their spirit guides. No, God doesn't tell you to have a spirit guide. Jesus didn't have a spirit guide. Jesus didn't have a spirit animal.
No.
You know, we have the Holy Spirit. That's different. But these things, we don't need those things. But they would tell you, create the guardian that will watch over your body while you're out there floating around into worlds you're not even supposed to be in. Or create tulpas that would protect your property before, like when you leave, you create. No, you trust God for that. You say your prayers and you say, thank you, Lord, for protecting our home, whether we're here or whether we're gone. Thank you for protecting that, our vehicles, our bodies, ourselves, our property. The Most High, period, in Jesus' name, in the name of Yahushua. That's all you need to say. You don't need to be creating these different creatures and manifestations of things, because they do end up growing. The demons feed in with your energy, and that's why you can go some places and you'll hear growls but not see anything. And this is all demonic in nature. But people are so proud of that yeah, I made that. And so then that person dies. What happens with that thing that's still there at that place, in that home? Then the next people move in and they've got this demonic thing to deal with.
And in the Indian worlds, and it still irritates me that, they'll say the wolf is my spirit guide, the owl is my spirit guide, the snake is my spirit guide,
Always predatory.
or the crow or the raven is my spirit guide, the Sasquatch is my spirit guide. And I always tell them, do you know that the wolf is a predator? The raven is a predator. The owl is a predator, and those are your spirit guides. We don't have spirit guides. We have our Creator who gave us everything that we need.
Let the Holy Spirit with us. And the Holy Spirit is not a predator.
And we don't need to use a predator to get answers. But this guy right here is going to, now, like we said, whatever he says, don't do. But we'll go a little and see what he's doing right now.
So outside of the internet and what I could find about the Ohio call,
Okay, he's again, like we said, he's on the internet. He's looking in books. He's trying to find information out about that call, that howl. But if he can't find it on the internet, he's still able to go ask a demon.
Look in libraries and bookstores and
in
everywhere
those
now.
dreams, those are demons, and they'll give him answers, and they'll tell him where to go look. They'll tell him, well, go talk to this person, or they'll say, go to this library and look at this
Sure.
up, or go on the internet and
Sure.
dial this in.
In my mom's case, she brought home a witchcraft book from a garage sale. I remember that.
They'll give you what you are asking for, but that's a blank check, and they're writing it down. You owe me for this. You
Oh,
owe me
you
for
just made a
this.
contract.
You owe me for that. You
Yeah.
owe me for this. And no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want your soul is what they're going to tell him.
Mm-hmm. And they may not tell him that until the very end.
Yeah, and that's a price too high. And they'll wait till the very end.
Immediately what was going on. But I had no context in this area. I had never heard anything. I've never seen anything. I never felt anything until I went back and was like, actually, I might have.
Just
So-
contradicts himself.
Big contradiction. Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
Yeah. Maybe I really am brilliant.
He is. And special. But he don't want to sound like he's a beginner to this. He wants to sound like he's got experience in this. So that people believe him and people try to do
And
what
trust
he
him and make him a
suggests.
god.
Yeah, and trust him. And we just say, don't trust anybody who wants you to open yourself up to demons. Don't trust those people.
With being in contact with my consciousness and accessing things outside of this dimension.
Okay. Being in contact with your consciousness, God is in each of us.
And God is consciousness. And trying to go outside that to try to get answers. You're not asking God. You're not going to God. So if it's not God, it's a demon.
The universal mind and the consciousness that they talk about. They might say Christ consciousness. Be careful of people who that's having a form of godliness, but it's not the real thing. It's the counterfeit.
And all the older medicine man has always said that these things will give you every answer in the universe. Whatever your mind can handle, it'll give you every answer to nuclear fusion, whatever you want. It'll give you that answer. But it wants your soul. But it don't mind, because those answers that it's given you are already your answers. You just don't know them yet. You haven't reached that point yet. Like if you wanted that answer to that math problem, learn the math first. You'll get there. But the demon will give you that answer. You won't know how to get that answer on paper, but you know the answer. And you think you're special. But that demon is writing that check for you, that open check, that blank check, knowing you got to pay for it someday. And whenever it's time, your life may just about to be ended, or maybe a car wreck, that demon's going to say, okay, it's time to pay up. And this guy's going to say, well, will you take this? He'll say, I don't want that. I don't want your money. I don't want your house. I don't want your animals.
What do you mean you lied to me?
I want your soul is what it will tell him.
That's what it's all about.
Yep, that price is too high. But they will make these people feel special. They'll let them see things. They'll give them answers.
They'll even let them heal people, and that's the most awful, insidious thing. But it's a false healing. It's a healing of the demon that's causing the illness to be removed, or told to stay still. Stand down. And now they think that they healed somebody through Reiki or something like that, but it wasn't the power of God. It wasn't the power of Jesus. It wasn't the power of Yeshua. it's just false, the removal of the pain, not an actual healing. God tells us how to heal ourselves in the Bible. He gives us the plans. Most of the things that are wrong with us that need healing are from our own environment and the way that we abuse our own bodies and don't get proper sleep because some people are out astral projecting and lucid dreaming, or they're abusing their body through bad food choices, bad drink choices, being lazy, not working hard, being careless, and just not getting enough rest. Just so many things, or even negative thinking, not staying in prayer, and sometimes some illnesses God will even allow because we're supposed to go through a thing, or maybe somebody that is around us is learning something from that, or proving their character through that, or we've just got to have faith.
And also, like we tell people, that when you ask God to heal you, God heals you right then. And you just got to know that you're healed. But don't go back to drinking 12 Cokes and, eating the greasiest things that you can find and putting in nothing but artificial flavoring and, artificial colors, and taking those shots and things like that. Don't if you want the healing, stay with it. Go find the right vegetables, do your minerals, drink spring water, get your exercise. When you ask for healing, you still got to do your part. It's happened. It's there, right then, there. It's done. But if you go back to start doing exactly what made you sick.
And a lot of illnesses even come from unforgiveness. You won't get healed until you forgive. When you don't have unforgiveness, is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die from it. Forgiveness is so important. Forgiveness of ourselves, healing trauma. That's another thing that causes things to come out in our bodies. Every bit of that, and that trauma, that's demons, it's all intertwined. But you work on healing the trauma, you work on getting closer to God, you work on gratitude, and you work on closing every open threshold that you have, and getting rid of forgiveness and bitterness and not sinning. Sin is another entryway for illness, and for demons to come in. When we do wrong, we're opening doors.
Yeah, I've forgiven people, and I've openly said, I forgive you for, talking about me or doing this to me or whatever. And they never apologized. So I've done my part, but they haven't apologized or taken that responsibility for what they said or what they did. And that's on them. That's not on me. I don't choose to be around them. I don't choose to go out of my way to go to be where they're at.
It doesn't mean you give them access to hurt you again.
No.
But your part of being told to forgive is done.
Mm-hmm.
That's between them and God, what they do with that.
Yeah.
I was able to make contact, in quotations, extra dimensionally, through astral projection, our Sky family, basically.
Sky family. The Sky family, like the ones that the angels, the archangels had to fight through. They're in the second heaven to get to here to answer prayers or to help.
These demons will take any form. What are you looking for? What do you think alien looks like? Okay. Thank you for that image. Now we'll create that image for you. So he's going to be in his lucid astral projecting dream world, predator world, and there's going to be exactly what he asked for.
Yeah.
It's going to look exactly like he thought it was going to look like.
And then he's
talk
brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah.
I knew it, he'll say.
I knew it. And you look exactly like I seen on the internet, in the movies. because that's all the information you got as to what is out there.
The Bible tells us that they can change form.
These things will
They can
look like
appear as an angel of light.
they'll look like your uncle, they'll look like your mother.
Familiar spirits.
Yeah, familiar spirits. They'll look like your children, they'll look like your pet dog. They'll look like anything that you want to see.
We were talking earlier
And it won't scare you.
A demon in a house that I once lived in that looked exactly like my middle daughter, and we would think it was her running by and giggling, but then here she'd be in a completely other end of the house. Those are demons. Those are not cute little ghosts running and giggling that just need to be guided into the light. It's just simply not true.
And they're good until it's not good.
Until you tell them no. Until you start telling them no.
Or start turning away or start bringing God into the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Then they
you
start.
See the real them.
Then you see them. Now let's catch up on a couple if we got any. We're going to check some comments real fast. And we're not watching the comments while we're on here, so
we're not going to go through as many of them tonight. There's Keith Gutt.
What we do is we have it on like the the thumbnails and the videos, so we can concentrate on what we're doing. And then when we slow down to do the streams, and sometimes we're up with the comments, but there's also sometimes that we want to stay focused on what we're doing.
Yeah, tonight's is more of a lesson than anything really.
If it's more fun, then we'll be on with the comments. But if it's more serious and we see things that need to be straightened out, then we do it this way. So last week's known with Fern was there coming in, and now Keith is here.
He says these late night Sunday lessons are wonderful. Hi everyone from New York. Hey Keith, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. I guess we can go through a couple.
Joyce says there's nothing new under the sun. That one went through my mind earlier.
Hey,
too.
yeah.
What is done now has been done before. Same demons of old. Exactly.
It is that same tactics.
Yeah, over and over. Every generation. Elastic says, howdy Keith. Hope the weather up there is treating you good.
Tracker Lorna and Tracker J is saying hi and blessings to Keith.
Elastic says he's getting all of these instructions from who knows where. It's still not safe if you're in a mystery school like before Saul was Paul. He knew all about Mystery Babylon, what comes with it. Christ selected him probably partly because he knew the difference between the two after Christ. And and I was such a huge fan of Edgar Cayce and learning about the Akashic records and things, and I think Edgar Cayce was a very nice man, but he was in dangerous territory, and he was getting access to things that he shouldn't have had access
talking to demons.
We're supposed to be waiting until
they're all good, they're all nice, they're all soft spoken.
Yeah. And this is why Jesus talks about the lost sheep. Sheep are mild mannered. They're not mean people. It's not most of the people that, at least when they start to get into this kind of stuff, are very nice people. They love nature. They have a childlike wonder about everything. They have a curiosity, but they're absolutely vulnerable. Elastic says all great points about the spirit guides being predators. And Joyce says he just did a satanic hand sign. Joyce says a lot of sickness is from parasites. Some are from holding on to unforgiveness or bitterness. Yeah. Elastic says, oh wow, we act and sound exactly the way you pictured your whole life while we were secretly attacking you. You must have Metatron's gift. Let me in your window now. Yep.
Yep, that's it. I might just keep it on. All right.
And the way that I would do that is throughout the day, I would get up and immediately start my meditation on what I needed to do when the real work happens, which is at night.
Okay, God doesn't have us doing real work happening at night unless He wakes us up, in which case we're supposed to be praying.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be praying to God only for people.
And he's letting these demons know all day of what he wants.
Yeah, He's making His plan.
When he goes to sleep, because
Yeah.
he's awake doing his thing,
Yeah.
working, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's not sleeping right now. But he said once I close my eyes and
It's on.
let my mind go and open up, this is what I want to see.
He'll say, I'm yours.
And the demons will say, okay, we'll be waiting for you. We'll have exactly what you want.
And what work is He doing? How is this work? This isn't the work God tells us to do.
Sure.
God does love us to work, but He loves us to work during the heat. He says, get up early, work hard, go to bed. Nothing good really happens at night. The creatures of the night are for a reason.
Yeah.
And when I close my eyes, and that happens for all of us. We all have that innate capability to not only contact your sky family and your force family, but any dimension and anything that has ever happened, via the Akashic records, etc. That stuff.
The Akashic records. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And don't do what's this guy's name? Rusty? Dustin? Don't do what this guy's doing. This guy's using, or this demon is using this person to speak on this channel for 26,000 people who has watched this so far, to try to convince them to do exactly what he's doing, to get more souls, to get more demons into more people.
And he's got more than one demon, but there's always one stronghold demon.
Yeah.
And then the rest are just little Klingons that are also there too, like a gang, but there's always one that's the hardest to get out.
And he's saying anybody can do it. So he's inviting people right now. He's saying you can do it too if you want to, but don't do what he's doing. Don't do what Dustin is doing. Dustin is not Dustin. This is a demon using that body and that voice to try to capture more souls, more people.
I'm willing to bet that Dustin was a lonely little boy. Because he was into all these odd things. It doesn't sound like he was off into
looking for friends,
sports or
looking
different
for
things.
ghosts.
He's looking for friends, creating openings. He's looking,
isolated, doing things by himself.
Yes, absolutely.
Being isolated.
Yeah.
Has prevalence, and it's compressed where we're at in this third dimension, which is really intriguing. You know what I mean? So if you can quasi think outside of the box, and you can, however you want to put that into context, I figure the box would be third dimensionality, right?
His body movements to me are just not natural either.
Well, he doesn't. He said if you can think outside the third dimension, he goes, and I think the third dimension is this. So he doesn't know.
Yeah, he's still guessing.
He said, I think. He said, this is the way I think it. So this is his opinion. This is not a factual. So he's getting all this new age information from probably the internet. Because I remember we've seen a couple of Watching Wednesdays of people saying some of these same things. And it's all from the internet. It's all from the new age groups. And those new age groups are getting people like this.
Just the old age.
Getting them to open up and getting demons into people like him.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to pass this on to someone else that worked on him. So this demon's going to try to work it off on someone else.
He really believes he's doing a good thing.
And these 26,000 people are watching it. There's going to be a couple who's going to follow this or try to pick this up. You're going to see some of them who's watched this before on one of these shows too, saying exactly the same thing he's saying.
He's no different than
he's
the kid at a slumber party bringing a Ouija board.
He's not new, not one bit. Like Joyce was saying, and Lee Tracker that nothing new under the sun. These demons use the same tactics. But now,
because they work.
yeah, if they work, they work. Just like playing basketball. Hey, that play works. Let's keep using it.
Yeah. But the Bible addresses this, and every question that he has, really the important questions, are answered in the Bible. We don't have to.
And as we know, the Schumann resonance and how the vibration of Earth is changing exponentially.
It's changing
That's-
because you're inviting all these demons in, and people are opening all these thresholds,
And that's more New Age stuff.
yeah, sure.
The vibrations, the
Yeah.
higher level, they raise your vibration, or my vibration is higher than yours, or.
CERN's actively opening portals. I mean,
But that's New Age stuff.
absolutely it is. Also old age, because they've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
That's what blood rituals and sacrifices were all about, was opening more portals, letting them in, feed the demons.
Yeah.
Open the doors.
Through a hive mind and through consciousness.
Hive mind.
Hive mind.
Oh, I hate that word. God doesn't talk about hive mind. God has given us free will. If he wanted us, the only ones that talk about hive mind, that's from the enemy. That's straight out of the
predators.
pits of hell.
That's why Colosseums and all that are built with multiple windows, multiple jail cells, just like a beehive or a spider's.
That's why the people that run things in the world, the global leaders, they want man to have a hive mind that's all the same. Thought police. God's not like that.
And Joyce just talked about him wearing a lot of rings for a man, probably occultic. We haven't looked at him closely, but yeah.
I hadn't looked at the rings. I did notice a wedding ring, but I didn't pay attention to the others.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is experiencing that, especially people that are willing to take that step forward.
You mean people who are being talked into opening themselves up like you were talked into it at a young age. Now you're trying to get other people to open up because of that demon that's inside this person. But he's saying you can be special too.
Yeah.
If you do what
You
I'm
won't be
doing,
lonely if you do what I'm doing.
you'll be a part of the bigger group. You'll be a part of everybody.
We'll all be together.
We'll all be. And together we're more and stronger and all that.
And every time he's doing, we keep forgetting to ring this bell tonight. But how often he does those long blinks. That's another thing. With these people, another pattern is those long blinks or rapid blinking, or their eyes don't track right.
Or their bodies shiver. Or
Boy, his body movements, his body's just all over the place.
Not shiver, but move like it's
Yeah.
saying, no, I don't want to say that.
Yeah. But in general, his body just moves constantly, every part of it, but not in a Parkinson's disease kind of way. In a, just to me, a bit unnatural.
Because it's so hard to not for a lot of people, simply because it just doesn't really quite fit into this rhetoric. You know what I mean?
People don't want to do what he's doing. People who know by now, you don't play with those boards, you don't use those cards, you don't
try to contact ET.
Contact ET, throw the bones, go to the cemetery and start lighting candles and start trying to talk to something. You don't do that. People know not to do that. People with God don't do that.
Yeah.
This person has not talked about God.
Not once.
Not once.
So for me, being able to access what Sasquatch and or our Force family, I went directly to my spirit guides and I went through the Sky family process.
The Sky family process. So he went the demonic route.
So he went to go talk to the demons about Bigfoot, about Sasquatch, about another demon. What do you think they're going to say?
See, and he really wants a false family. I mean, he wants
does.
a real family, but he keeps trying to make all these false things his family. They're not his family.
And, he's not going to have a close family because he was always a isolated child. He was someone who didn't have a lot of friends.
He didn't want anybody that'll disagree with him.
Because he's always going to look for ghosts. He's always looking for Casper the Friendly Ghost. He's looking for an entity. He's looking for something else besides people, because people may have picked on him. You know, he doesn't, you know.
Or it's an attachment way back when he was ghost hunting.
Yeah. But he's been.
Something's off.
Yeah,
for sure.
Something definitely off.
Which basically means meditation, creating intent, and then following through with that when you're out of body at night.
So he's saying, open the doors,
leave your
invite
body.
them in, leave your body. The Bible tells us, and matter of fact, I had written that quote somewhere earlier today about whatever is noble, whatever is pure, whatever is just, whatever is truth. Someone else can find, maybe one of the mods can find that quote. Elastic, you saw it earlier today. But that's what the Bible tells us to meditate on. It doesn't tell us to meditate on this kind of stuff that he's trying to find out and figure out. It doesn't say meditation. When the Bible said it, it means think on these things. It doesn't mean open your mind wide open and just let to the insane asylum of the universe and let anything come
in. And that's it. It sounds relatively simple, and it is, because we all do it all the time. It's just a matter of like unlocking that code.
Unlocking that code.
And
opening that doorway.
He's saying that people dream all the time and they go to other worlds all the time, which and until you know that these things are predator worlds and they're waiting on you, and like this guy all day, he's telling these demons that when I go to bed, I'm going to another world. I'm going to go, what's it called? Travel? Astral projecting. I'm going to go travel. So he's also saying my body, my vessel is going to be empty at 12:32.
Be there, be square.
Those demons are listening, and those demons are saying at 12:32, he's leaving the house. He's leaving it unlocked and the door open. So at 12:32 and half a second, nanosecond, we're going to start piling in.
Swarm in.
That's going to be an empty vessel. Everybody, hey, there's an empty vessel about to open up.
Remember, the demoniac had legions of demons in him.
And he's letting them know I'm going to have an empty house pretty soon. And I'm just letting y'all know. And I will trade y'all for whatever.
You give me knowledge.
Whatever you're going to give him, whatever he's asking for.
You can't even trust it. I love this quote from Elastic, or not this quote, but this comment. He says, what's heartbreaking is how the Father has already set us up to be a part of his family. And now he, meaning this guy, has found the unoriginal counterfeit that offers busy work. That's exactly it. Distraction, busy work. You put that so perfectly. Joyce agrees also. And oh, good. Thank you. That's the one. Thank you. Philippians 4:8. Elastic put for me. Meditate on these things. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, and he's still talking more. Whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. Thank you very much for that. That's one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, because I mean it just makes it so clear. The Bible answers so many questions. So why are we out there? Why are some people out there looking for answers from these demons that don't have the answers? They're liars to begin with. Joyce says, let me add the other part of that verse. And then Joyce says, some people have to have attention. If they can't get good attention, they will accept bad attention. That is also true. Absolutely. Yeah, and he's eating this up. He's probably somebody that didn't get a whole lot of attention. Don't know that for sure, but the pattern does seem to fit. Um, Joyce said some people have to have attention. If they can't get good attention, they will accept bad attention.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this was that verse earlier. Jerry had to step out for just a second. This is a verse I was talking about earlier. It's just such a beautiful scripture.
Yeah.
Nowhere in there does he say, does God say,
Astral project.
just open your mind wide up and say, come on in. Or let me
Just meditate. Think about it.
Yeah.
Get it all
Just
in there.
think
Let
on
it
the
sink
word.
in.
God left us the word. You want to know what God thinks? Read the Bible.
So you can say to yourself, today I'm going to talk to my spirit guide. I'm going to talk to my sky family.
Don't do what he's saying do.
Do not.
Do not do what he's saying to do. This is a demon using a voice, using a kind face
To give terrible advice.
to capture souls, to
Yeah.
let demons in. He's being used. He doesn't even know it. He thinks he's special. He thinks he's got a gift.
Yeah.
And I'm going to learn how to heal, because that's ultimately all I ever want, is to heal my family, my pets, my friends, because it's the only thing that really counts.
There you go. Okay. That is exactly the trap that lured me in. It broke my heart to see all the people around me that needed healing. And it frustrated me that the churches weren't teaching how to pray for healing beyond just a quick prayer, we're done. And it frustrated me that I didn't know about the minerals and the different things that the physical things to do that we can do for ourselves. And I also got into Wicca. That was my one primary goal, was to heal broken spirits and to heal bodies. And that was an absolute trap. I didn't go in there to hurt anybody, but I hurt people even through that because of those wrong decisions. And you can see this, well, I mean, to me, he looks sincere, but that could be the demon in him too. But because I felt that way once, I believe that it's possible this man also really got into this because he wanted to heal people. But he's talking about his family's the most important, his pets are the most important, but yet he's doing these dangerous things for them. He's doing the worst thing he could possibly be doing. He's spending this time doing this instead of being the true spiritual leader of his family and taking care of them and teaching them the right way to be. He's taking them off into la la land and danger zone. So his intentions may be good, but they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
And that blank check is getting deeper and deeper. You can have all those good intentions all you want, but if you're getting your answers and information and you're trading for a demon's advice, for a demon to give you the answer, you're going to pay for it. And if you're telling your family to do the same things that you're doing, that they can get information too, that demon has just tricked other people through you, through your mouth, to open themselves up, and now they have demons too.
And we will answer for every careless word, and these are careless words.
Sure are.
You know what I mean? Longevity is one thing. Understanding what happens posthumously is another, which we all know traveling extradimensionally and visiting with Sasquatch or your ET family changes all of that and literally puts that playbook in your hands.
Do we all know that? Do we all know that? No, we don't.
And you got
That's
the
a lie.
wrong information.
The playbook you need is the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Elastic says, yes, Joyce, they're addicted like a child pressing an elevator button. They want that immediate input. Absolutely. Instant gratification. And Joyce says, microwave mentality, instant answers, yeah, and miracles instead of waiting on the Lord. Yep, exactly.
And that's a trick by the devil. That give you those instant gratification, give you that
quick fix.
Yeah, or I can get you money, I can get you that car, I can get you. Those demons will do and say, and they have other demons at that car dealership.
Mm-hmm.
They have demons at the bank. They have demons at the church.
I can give you away with women. I can give you away with men.
And they're at the churches wherever people are going to go for help. They're at the hospitals.
There's preachers that will
They're
go
at the funeral homes
to people that do witchcraft and do it with them so that they can get big congregations because they don't want to do it the right and proper way. Just like people taking Ozempic, it's literally killing people, destroying their bodies, but it's easier than being disciplined. People want to get rich quick, so they turn to crime or something like that to do these things, or OnlyFans, and it's easier than working hard, getting a plan, being a good steward of your money,
putting God first.
And He doesn't even tell us that we should want to be rich anyway. The only reason we should ever want to have a lot of funds is so that we could use those to help other people, not to just buy crap.
So, in retrospect, once I was able to hear that how, I knew that I had to get more in touch with the Forrest family.
No, ain't what you
look
said.
Look at that face. Look at that look on his face.
When you first said you heard that,
saying, believe me.
You said you didn't know what it was.
Yeah. Oh, but then remember, he said, oh, wait, maybe I did always.
And then he said, maybe I did. And then he had to go to the demons to ask for clarification or something about Sasquatch. And now, let's back up.
Able to hear that how, I knew that I had to get more in touch with the Forrest family.
So when this guy just lying to himself, and he's lying to whoever's listening to this, at that time, he didn't know he needed to get more in touch with the forest. And they're not a forest people or family. These are predators out there waiting to eat and consume and devour. It's not a family. It's a group. It's a hunting group. They're predators. Just like spiders. Spider, once it has those spiderlings, it'll eat some of them. Those things, they get away from the bigger spider. They get away from the mother. They don't hang out, for the rest of their life. They move. They get away. They go start their own hunting. They know that if they hang around that mother for too long, it's going to eat them. They are a food supply. So when he heard that howl, he's saying that he knew it was for him to get closer to them. That's not what he said when he first started. He said he didn't know what it was. He had to start looking it up. But now he's saying all this.
Because it's a much more tangible aspect of dimensionality than, say, ETs or the paranormal.
Because he only sees what he wants and what is presented to him in his dreams. When he's astral projected, that demon says, okay, I'll make you a 4-foot gray alien named Sam. He's projecting what he wants to see, and the demons are answering him.
Or what he thinks he's supposed to see.
But he's saying with the Sasquatch, that's more physical, and that you can see these things, which you can. But you don't need to, because these things will rip you apart if they get a chance.
Good night,
Because
Jay.
they do. You can see. You can be a part of that vibration, literally by just going into the woods.
He's trying to make it sound like they will talk with you, walk with you, and have chicken fried steak together with you. And he
Let's
also
have tea and braid each other's hair.
and he hasn't been able to distinguish that if you're in a town, you're in the forest. If you're in a city, you're in the forest. Earth is nature. Everything is nature. Before that town was built, it started with one railroad or it started with one building in the forest. And that person who started building that first building was standing there in a forest. So he can't distinguish. His mind is, this is the city, it's not the forest. That city, look around it. See if you're not in the middle of a forest. See if that next town is not surrounded by a forest. This whole world is nature. You're in the forest. It doesn't
take long for that forest to overtake the cities. If when those cities die or get abandoned, you can see how quick nature takes back over.
Joyce says predator's vibration is fear and death.
Yes.
Sure is.
Ever since the howl, my eyes are wide open. And that includes all three of them. You know what I mean? Like, when I close...
I didn't catch that.
Third eye.
We rolled through it quickly the first time. We didn't hear this part. Yeah, he's talking about that third eye wide open.
Wide open.
Ever since the howl, my eyes are wide open.
And it wasn't ever since that howl. You said you was already practicing astral projecting.
Mm-hmm.
Now he keeps contradicting himself.
He's just expanded.
And he's trying to add to it. And he's trying to build on that howl.
And make it seem like he knows more than he does.
And he wants to say that Bigfoot is the one that helped him.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, he was saying that he was already astral projecting. He was already lucid dreaming.
Ghost hunting.
And now when he said he heard that howl, he said he knew he needed to get in touch with his forest family.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's saying, also since that howl, what did he say just now?
Go back.
Ever since the howl, my eyes are...
Oh, that his eyes are wide open. But he said they were open before that.
That would have been a good thumbnail.
But now he's saying, because of that howl, he's opened up. This guy's lying again.
He snatched up his little dog and ran in the house.
He's lying again.
Wide open. And that includes all three of them. You know what I mean? Like, when I close my eyes at night, like the things that I'm searching for, especially when I'm creating intent, to come to where I have a gifting spot and a place of meditation that I visit regularly.
Do not gift. Not even in your mind. Do not gift. You do not appease demons.
And the demons don't want your gifts. They're giving you whatever you want. They're writing that blank check. They could care less what you're giving them. They don't care about it. They want the soul. That's the end goal. That's the price too high to pay.
Yeah.
That I've worn through with my bare feet, because I feel like when you can wiggle your toes in the earth, automatically I try and send up a beacon. And I think that's what all of us do.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't.
No, that's what you do.
No, but that's what my mom was doing when she laid on that bed and made herself wide open to the spirit in the corner that attacked her.
So everybody don't do
What he's saying.
what he's saying to do. This is a demon using that mouth to try to capture more people, for more people to open up. And like he said, his third eye's are wide open to get more demons into more people. Because even with Sodom and Gomorrah,
Yeah.
we talked about it, the demons were listening, and they're saying that if you can find me 10, I won't destroy it. But he couldn't do that.
Yeah, how about 50, 40,
But the demon
30?
knew that God will say, well, okay, if you can find me that, I won't destroy it. So the demons have to get in everybody, have to contaminate, have to disgrace, infect everybody in this world to not have judgment. So the more of these TV shows to get more people trying to let demons into their body, into their minds, that judgment doesn't happen. Because if everybody's the same, Satan's going to say, they're all like me.
Regardless of what the level of intent or your energy level, once that vibration is locked in with your on a cellular basis, you're in.
He's making covenants with demons.
And he said, once you're connected, you're in. No, you're in trouble.
Definitely in trouble.
You're definitely
but we
in
do
trouble.
want you to know that no matter what kind of deal you have made, you can go right now and pray to God to forgive you and to break those ties.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let the devil treat you like, remember, it was at Bob Dylan that he's still known for that interview where he said he made a deal with the devil, like he's just got to give him what he made the deal for. No, he can even repent and break those covenants. That's what Jesus came here for,
Yeah.
to break that. And so these people still believe that they are trapped, and don't be one of those people that think that you made a mistake and you're too far gone, or too many mistakes and you're too far gone, that God can't save you. If that's what you want, you call out to him. Where are we at? Kelly says, hey y'all, finally made a live stream. I am so grateful and excited to be here. We've missed you, Kelly.
All right.
Glad you're here.
Joyce is saying blessings to Kelly.
Elastic says Jordan Maxwell is in a secretly recorded phone interview where he describes a roommate who had a roommate who would do whatever the demons expected him to, so long as they don't scare him. So he'll come back with the end of that in a minute. But definitely.
Kelly says, thank you, Joyce. Prayers, peace, love, and light in Jesus' mighty name to all. Kelly also says, amen, lead tracker E. And Lorna's saying hello to Kelly.
That's why so many people don't get out of trouble, because or they just, we know people that will feed the Bigfoots, not because they love them or trust them or because they're family. It's because just leave us alone, like giving the school bully your lunch money.
Yeah.
Just please, just leave us alone. If it's appeasement. That will not save you. Elastic's finishing his comment. Appear as his lookalike. There are several other interviews with Jordan Maxwell that lead me to believe that he is that roommate, and that a spirit said his future was to me an emissary, a Trojan horse. Oh, wow.
Wouldn't doubt it one bit, though.
What you have to do is just literally, I feel like, is create the intent. And the way we create the intent is like going snowboarding. Go climb a mountain.
And the intent in dreaming is used to move back and forth, because you have no no calves or feet in the spiritual world. So you have to use your mind when you're in a dream to get out of a dream. You pull yourself back by your mind and saying, I want to get out of this dream. Tell yourself, get me back out of this dream. Get me back to my body. I shouldn't be dreaming. Get me out of here.
Jesus.
Or call on Jesus. But you can use that mind to get yourself out of that dream. Tell yourself, wake up, wake up, wake up. Get me out of here. Don't go deeper into dreams. Don't stay in dreams. Don't fall for the tricks.
Even if they seem like fun dreams, even if you're the hero in the dream.
Don't do what this guy is telling people to do.
Go surfing, like spend time in nature where if you can, isolate yourself, which
There it is again.
The demons want us to isolate ourselves.
He has been isolated throughout his life, looking for these things, going places by himself, talking, having, he's lit a candle somewhere. This guy was one of those kids that just did things because the friends weren't all there all the time. So isolation is one of those keys and key words that you have to watch out for. Demons and even human predators love to get someone isolated.
They're looking, that's the prey they look for the most. That kid in the family that feels like they don't quite fit in. The one that gets mad and storms out of the house. And it could be the grown, it could be one of the parents. So they just go off into the woods or go outside because they're mad and they just want to go get away. Well, that's also a vulnerable point.
And it's also with children and pets because these predators, Bigfoots, hybrids, walking wolves, if you've got multiple cats, say you got 5 cats, but you have 2 favorite cats that you pet all the time, those other 3, and especially that one that hardly ever gets petted, that's going to disappear first. They're not going to miss that one. They don't even care about that one. They don't even pet that one. So they watch and they will take.
Or maybe it's the kid that never comes out of their room. That's one of,
Yeah.
They never want to come and eat with the rest of the family.
Or that's the kid that gets yelled at a lot.
Yeah.
I personally do more than, my wife and family want me to do because
go back.
In nature where if you can, isolate yourself, which I personally do more than, my wife and family want me to do.
Okay. Now, did he not say earlier that his family was the most important thing? Well, then what you doing? What are you doing?
They're the most important. Why are you isolated?
Why are you out here? They're begging you to spend more time with them. You're supposed to be teaching them and the leader of that family, but here
he contradicts himself
all the time
through this whole thing. He's either, he's lying to himself and he's lying to the people out there.
And they can see that he's headed down a wrong path.
He's saying, my family's the most important. I isolate myself. I don't want to spend time
with Sasquatch.
I'd rather spend time with demons. I'd rather go and
Sky people, Sky family and Forest family than with my own flesh and blood family that's begging me for attention, and I'm supposed to be the leader of and the guide for them.
To guide them to heaven. He's not doing it. He's not the family leader.
Because, it's dangerous. But
Wait a minute. Why is it dangerous? If it's exciting, it's fun, it's
consciousness. And we should all be doing it. You're telling other people to do it.
And he's saying everybody should be doing it. It's fun. You get answers. You're special. Your vibration is higher than everybody else.
They must just not know.
And now you're saying it's dangerous?
More than, my wife and family want me to do because, it's dangerous. But I feel like that I'm at my best when I'm by myself.
Oh, so you're
the demons,
miserable to be around.
Yeah.
But they still want to be around you, and you're blessed to have them. But
he said, I'd rather be away from them because that's when I'm at my best, when I'm alone.
Nobody asks anything of me.
Nobody bothers me. Nobody tells me not to do this. Nobody wants me to interact with the family.
I want to be isolated.
in nature. And at those moments is when I feel vibration. And for me, vibration literally, I can tell where I'm at personally, vibrationally, on the bridge of my nose.
Stop. When I was heavily into Wiccan, into witchcraft, and at the time that I thought it was little fairies, and I thought little fairies were cute and pretty, and I can't tell you how many paintings of fairies that I painted and sold, and murals in the house. You're just surrounded by fairies. You're nothing more than little demons. They're not good. People, New Agers, will try to make you think that they're good, but that was one of the ways that I would know. Was I had a little whirl. He talks about the bridge of his nose. I would get a little whirlwind on the end of my nose, and I would tell myself I must be like what's her name from Bewitched. I must be like her from Bewitched. She would always wiggle that little nose, and that's where her power would come from. And I would think, oh, I would know they're here. They're here. I'd get a little whirlwind on the end of my nose. Good night. I'm embarrassed, or I used to be embarrassed, but I mean, I did what I did, and now I gotta just try to teach people. But yeah, no, that's not your higher vibration. It's not your higher vibration.
No.
It has nothing to do with a third eye. It has nothing to do with that for me. But it means lucidity. And if I'm lucid, I can contrast, and skies are different, but experiencers. But in actuality, we are the experience.
He's got a lot
for everybody. So if
he's got a lot of butts going on.
We get the information that we're looking.
Are we skipping forward?
Yeah,
because then you can. Yeah.
Because it's at.
It's more of the same.
So that everybody can.
But we want to.
Family is different. Where, for instance, I took the dogs out in the middle of the night once again. Okay. And this is probably a year and a half after I had my initial howl experience, where I heard a mimicking whistle, which is the whistle that I use for my dogs.
Okay. And so this is a year and a half ago. Mimic is false, it's deceiving, it's deception. If you read our book, you know that we talked about it earlier, the Bigfoots, the predators are mimicking. They're trying to get your dogs.
Yeah, so why would they mimic your whistle that you use to call your dogs?
Because they're liars. They're trying to trap your dogs. They're trying to get your dogs away from you, and they're trying to get your dogs, and they're trying.
And
to
what
get
happens if his dogs run off in the woods?
Then he has no alarm system.
He runs off into the woods. There's two meals in one. They're not mimicking because they like you. They're mimicking because they seen that call calls those dogs.
And I was like, I know nobody lives here.
Yeah, you do. This is a Bigfoot trying to get your pets to come into the woods, to lure them into the woods.
So you've let it there because originally it was howling off in the distance. Now they're right there.
My dogs. And I was like, I know nobody lives here. Where's this whistle coming from? And my dogs were paying attention to that, and they would respond. And I'm like, no, you don't. No. We're not.
Yeah.
Those dogs are about to take off.
What happens when they mimic your voice to your family members?
To your son, to your daughter.
To your wife.
To your wife.
Going over there. And trust me when I say this, like, Sasquatch was not on my mind when I heard that.
Don't trust him. Don't trust anything he says.
Not anything that this guy says.
To that. And they would respond, and I'm like, no, you don't. No. We're not going over there. And trust me when Sasquatch was not on my mind when I heard that.
He's saying, no, don't go over there. Don't go over there. Why? It's your forest family.
Yeah, that's right.
Why?
Those are good things.
Why?
That's the forest family that you've been looking for.
Contacted, brought back to your home.
Why would you be worried about
Think it
These things
through,
calling you.
Dustin.
Think for yourself. What's your body telling you? What's your intuition telling you? It's saying you're saying no, 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 no to your dogs. Don't go in there.
We're not going in there.
Why
It's
would
like,
you be worried about it if these are your forest buddies?
reminds me of a family member that was into witchcraft and said, and this was, not too many years ago, I know how to summon them, but I don't know how to get rid of them.
So this guy is afraid for his pets to go see his forest family, to see his forest buddies. Why would you be worried about your dogs if these are your forest buddies, your forest friends, your forest family?
Why didn't you trot out there? You've been
Why didn't
asking
you
them
go
to
out
come
there
talk
and-
to you.
Hey, they're making your whistle. Why don't you go out there? Why don't you go see? Because they're whistling maybe for you too.
Because your body and your soul know that's not right.
You can't say that these things are good if you're afraid of them.
It's your mind that's listening to the lie.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a random person that was whistling, like, and then the whistle moved.
What? Whistles don't move.
It's more than one, Dustin. Think.
More than one, Dustin. And they all know your whistle. They all been watching you. They've been around your house. They've been around your pets. They've been around your kids.
Your wife.
Your wife. They've been in that tree line. They watch what you do every day. They listen to you.
They know your habits.
Now, multiple knows your whistle. And they're not running 5,000 miles per hour to that next stop and whistling over there.
You're like a cat playing with a mouse.
Yeah, they got you surrounded.
And it was again. And then it moved.
Again.
Ah.
That's not one predator Bigfoot moving around that fast.
This bell is for Dustin, not Jerry.
This is for Dustin not putting
Thinking.
2 + 2 together.
He's not listening to himself.
He's not listening to himself. That's the biggest thing. These things are all around you. And they're calling your pet. Okay, the pet didn't go that way, so this one called it. That one called it. They're all trying to call your pet. See who gets to eat that dog.
Bet them pets are whining too.
Oh, those pets are staying right next to him now because they've done heard 2 or 3 calls. And they're going, there's something going on here, and they're all calling me.
And it was again. Then I heard the owls.
Owls. Sure.
Now he's got owls.
Now he's surrounded by owls too. He needs, I don't know if he would read our book, but we talk about owls too.
And he said owls, plural. He didn't say owl.
Yeah, owls don't flock together in a group and
They have their own
surrounded.
part of the forest, their
Yeah.
own section of hunting. They don't have a flock together. Not unless it's like baby owls learning.
Yeah, and they don't sound like that.
No, and the small ones don't
These
sound
are
like the
more
big ones.
mimics, more deception.
You're surrounded by predators that are ready to eat you and your pets, Dustin.
And I was like, okay. And I actually have a recording this, and I would love to share that with you. I need to do work sonically. But I heard the owls, and I was like, I know exactly what this is.
He knows exactly what this is.
He knows exactly because he's Dustin.
He didn't know nothing about
He's
the
got
whistles.
all knowledge.
He don't know.
Thinks it was just one.
He thinks it's just one. He's surrounded, and he goes, I know what this is. No, you don't. And you're lying to people who's watching this.
And encouraging them to do this.
Let's see what he knows exactly what
he
this is.
thinks he knows.
Well, he knows exactly what this is.
And I would love to share that with you. I need to do work sonically. But I heard the owls, and I was like, I know exactly what this is.
What is it?
So eventually I was like, I got my dogs together, and after I did respond with whistles of my own and got
Oh my. Okay, 2 points. His dogs. He got his dogs together, so they're going off in different directions, trying to follow these
Yep.
whistles.
Yep.
And now he's saying, what did he say? I did whistle back. Okay, little
Oh,
detail. I'm okay. I left that
forgot
out.
to mention that.
I did whistle back.
And I got a response. No, they were already whistling. They're still whistling to get your dogs. They're still trying to get your dogs, the ones that you just gathered up and got together, because they're ready to run. They're ready to go out there because they're getting called by your whistle.
He thinks it's a big game.
He thinks they're just having fun or playing with them. They're ready to eat. They're trying to get you to come
They
into
will
the
pop
forest.
your little dog's head off. They will squish your dog flat and suck out its innards, and that's no exaggeration.
And just like owls, they all have their own hunting section. You could have 10 sections out there surrounding you. This one's got from here to here. This one's got from there to there. They're all going, who's going to get to eat? They're all calling, whistling, say, come over here. The other one's going, no, come over here. The other one say, no, come over here. Come over here.
Mm-hmm.
They're all trying to get to eat. And whoever these dogs run to, that one gets to eat first.
Which one gets Dustin?
Fair. I did respond with whistles of my own and got a response.
And why are you smiling about that? You
Because
just
it's a guilty smile.
And that was to a predator, a man-eating, animal-eating, pet-eating, family-eating predator that you just communicated with, and you think it's communicating back to you, but it's still whistling, trying to get your dogs to come out there. It knows.
And so when you disappear, so then now what? Your wife comes out and she's like, "Where'd he go?"
And then she looks.
I gotta find my husband, and then she's unprotected.
But these dogs are still ready to go to that whistle, and he thinks they're returning the whistle to him, but they're still whistling for those dogs.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I did whistle and got a response.
Yeah.
You didn't get a response. You whistled, but those predators are still trying to get that dog or those dogs to break loose and come running, and so they can be eaten. They're not responding to you. They see you. They see the dogs. They want to eat. They're going to eat. So they're all trying to see who's going to call the dogs.
Now they're around there. They're watching your kids at the bus stop.
Oh, they're all
your wife
around
getting
his
out
house
of the
now.
car, unloading groceries.
He's still doing it too.
Probably looking in the windows. I don't know. Maybe your family's smarter than you are, and they cover the windows at night.
And if you was to do an update with this guy, he's probably he's got more stories.
Oh yeah.
Already.
And after the whistles were in front of me, finally I heard a whistle behind me, and I said,
How'd that happen if it was just one?
How in the world did you get a whistle in front of you and behind you?
With one moving whistle.
That must be one fast Bigfoot.
Quiet.
One fast predator to get from here to there, and now in front of you, and now behind you.
So just now he's figuring it out. But
Makes sense.
I thought a minute ago he knew exactly.
He knew exactly what it was, except now there's one in front of him, and there's one behind him.
To the sides.
And to the sides.
And in the air like the hoot owls.
Which means you're surrounded.
Your dogs
Dustin.
don't know where to go. Don't know what to do. They want to protect you.
They would still run off in the woods because they're getting called. They're still being called by a whistle.
Yeah.
They're in front
confused.
calling. They're behind him calling. And this guy's like, hey, I got a call in front. I got a call in back.
I did respond with whistles of my own and got a response. And after the whistles were in front of me, finally I heard a whistle behind me, and I said, we're going in the house. Because
why? That's your family. That's your family, Dustin.
Why are you running in the house now, Dustin?
You're out running in all them dream worlds.
These are your buddies.
Up. You're a brave guy.
They're your friends.
I thought you were ready for this knowledge, and none of this is true. We're being facetious, but
So don't do what this guy's doing. This guy don't know anything about what he's doing.
yeah,
And
he's giving advice.
he's giving advice to 26,000 people, and hopefully not one listens to him, because this guy is the idiot. This guy
Yes.
doesn't know what's going on, but he's giving his advice and opinion on things he has nothing
His guesses.
that he knows about.
He hopes.
He doesn't know these things are predators.
But a part of him knows, because he knows
He's
to go
running
inside.
he's running inside the house now. But a while ago he was saying they're all good. They're all friendly. They're all forest. They're his forest family. Then
You're
why are
letting
you
your
running
family
from them?
down, and you're letting your
Why are
pets
you
down.
holding your pets back? Why are you running into the house? Why are you locking the doors? If these things are good, if these things are friendly, why are you doing all
welcomed
that?
him there.
Why are you even playing with these demons, these predators?
And after the whistles were in front of me, finally I heard a whistle behind me, and I said, "We're going in the house because things are about to change." Yeah.
And there's that awkward laugh.
Yeah,
There's
there
that awkward,
it is.
yeah.
Things are about to change, as in it's out of your control at that point.
That's
Yeah.
the awkward. They always have that awkward laugh, that awkward
Yeah.
smile.
Like they don't really want to admit it, but they got it. Yeah.
When they remembered they were scared
And stupid.
and stupid.
And now comes the justification and the talking yourself into believing that it really wasn't that scary, or that you just misinterpreted,
or maybe they was having fun with you.
Yeah, they're just being mischievous.
They were joking, and
they're pranksters.
And they scared me that
mean
one
that.
time, but you know what? They're all good. No, Dustin, these are predators. These are predators who would eat your dog, your family, your livestock, anything that's in that area. And you're out there playing like you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a predator. And there's multiple predators around you and your children and your family.
You just realized you were surrounded.
And you brought them home.
You brought them home. And while you're out there in the woods frolicking with them too, trying to contact them and get them to come,
So I wanted to make sure the pet
they're still watching your house.
We're safe, and myself as well, because it was new territory. My family hasn't really said anything about it, although my son has had experiences, not so much the forest family or Sasquatch, but other extraterrestrial things that have.
Can you get this to work? Let me get that.
The whistles were in front of me. Finally, I heard a whistle behind me, and I said, "We're going in the house because things are about to change." Yeah. So I wanted to make sure the pets were safe, and myself as well, because it was.
Come
Let's
on,
go ahead and end it
Dustin.
there. We're going to end it there.
It gets worse, but you can hear his son's already getting experiences, and he let his son right into it. So he probably spends time with that son, because that son agrees to this, really just to get the opportunity to spend time with him. You need to stay home, Dustin. Take your kids to the city park together.
Keep your family
Sit
together.
in the yard together. Stay with them. Don't take them out there. Show them this foolishness. Tuck them in at night. Teach them to say their prayers. How to protect themselves in their dreams. Stay away from the New Age books, the New Age websites. Crack open different versions of the Bible.
Hold on, let me finish this.
I did respond with whistles of my own and got a response. And after the whistles were in front of me, finally I heard a whistle behind me, and I said, "We're going in the house because things are about to change." Yeah. So I wanted to make sure the pets were safe, and myself as well, because.
We'll end it there. Dustin, you're letting your family down. You're leading these things right to your door. You're letting your pets down. All these things that you said were most important. You're leading predators because that's where you ran to. You ran home because you were scared. You didn't lead these things away. You didn't go in the opposite direction. You led them right to your front door.
Yeah.
They know you where you're at. They've been watching. They've been listening to your whistle. Now they know. And all they got to do is wait. And they will wait because they're patient. They will stalk and they will hunt. You just let your entire family down because you don't know what you're doing.
You're playing.
You're playing. And these things don't play.
When I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Yep.
That's a scripture in the Bible.
So I think we can go ahead and close this up.
I'm going to do a few more comments.
Yeah, let's see if we can.
To turn on the lights? Or just...
Let me see if we can get this one down. Okay, looks like we got to keep this one on so we can get some sound. So, but we'll go ahead and close this down. And like Kelly is saying, our electric machinery, let's see. I'll start right here. So the third eye is just silly then. Yeah, sure is. The way he's talking about it, like it's no big deal.
Elastic says they haven't just isolated him. He is the archstone under Christ that holds the nuclear family together.
Yeah.
So little Johnny's prime for an imaginary friend. Little Susie, like the janitor, because he pays attention. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Elastic says, and they'll want to do whatever they can to please him and spend time with him.
Yeah.
Elastic says his pets are even up for grabs, and his wife is left wondering what she's doing wrong. Exactly. She's like, why didn't he ever stay home?
Mm-hmm.
Or when he is home, he's outside. Kelly says, run, Dustin, run.
Yeah. Oh, that's
straight to the Bible.
That's what we got back just now. Okay.
Okay. Well, we didn't want this one to wait because we just...
This spiritual warfare is ongoing, and we had some situations come up this weekend, and we just wanted to share that it's not just happening where you're at. It's happening everywhere. Spiritual warfare is fair, and they will use your family, your friends, the big people, little people, adults, children, neighbors, people in the schools. They'll use teachers, doctors, lawyers, judges, police department. They'll use whoever they have a right to, an attachment to get you or to get your child or to get whoever is strong in your household. And if they see that this one is very strong, they're going to say, we want that one, because that one will lead the family, and the rest will, they'll fall, or they'll follow this one if we can control this one. So be very weary of who you're uh, around. Who's
I
around
think
you?
we're glitching a lot. Hopefully our sound is not.
No, I don't think the sound is. I think just our maybe on this one it may be, but I think our sound is still good.
Okay. So, but it's our responsibility to take care of our families and everybody that we talk to. Uh, we're an influence on everyone. Each of us is an influence on the people around us. And so get yourselves right. Don't forget to, no matter what kind of deal you've made, no matter what kind of mistakes you've made, you can go to God. Jesus already sacrificed for everyone. He already paid the ultimate price to buy you back, but we have to take that gift and then do right. He says, do you want to be saved? And go and sin no more. And these are sins. These are going outside of God's will and his warnings for us.
Joyce is saying he doesn't understand. He's destroying his own home.
Mm-hmm.
And Lorna is wishing everyone a good night. She's always walk in the light of our Heavenly Father. And everybody have a great night. Okay, so.
All right, we'll go ahead and say a prayer and let everybody get to sleep. Thank you, Father, just for giving us the opportunity. We've been talking for a little while about doing a stream on this again. We've done them before in the past, and we'll do some more in the Lord willing in the future, because it's just a subject that is not going away. It's a constant thing that needs to be reminded, and especially in this month, Lord, people are opening up all kinds of doors to the enemy and given access. And Lord, we pray that you will bind the people that want to do this, and that you will just teach and help us to continue to teach others where they're making the mistakes. And thank you for giving us the experiences that we've had and for protecting us through things and different mistakes that each of us have made. Thank you for forgiving us for those and giving us a new opportunity to get things right, Lord. Some people won't even make it through this night, and that's just the simple truth of it. And Lord, may they know you before they go. We pray that your Holy Spirit will touch every one of your children, and that they will just know the path and get on the right path. And Lord, that we pray that you will protect them, and so that none of your sheep are lost. We love you, Lord. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for the people that come here to spend the time with us and learn from us. Thank you for anyone that's helped us along the way through you. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, the name of your Son, Yeshua. Amen.
Amen. Okay, everybody have a great night, and we will see y'all all again
I'm
very
watching Wednesday,
soon.
not sooner, but for
And,
sure watching Wednesday.
Let me see if I can.
Lord willing. I didn't pray for Dustin, but he's included in with the getting people on the right path.
Okay, everyone have a great night. We'll see y'all again very soon.
God bless and good rest.
God bless and good rest.
So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone who's lost in the woods. Y'all say a prayer.